Welcome back. We are back with the third round of today's Swedish Masters. So this is the first day, of course.
Yep.
So far, we've had two really exciting games on the on the stream.
And the first we had Korn versus Soulblight.
Yep.
Where we saw Adam win with his Soulblight Gravelords list.
He did, for sure. Also, an interesting game as well, still.
Yeah. It turned out quite somewhere around 2 or 3. That game started to go in a certain direction.
Yeah. Well, you saw one person getting the upper hand, and that really showed.
Similarly in the second round, right?
Yeah. The second round we had Ronja and Albin.
Mm-hmm.
So that was Gloomspite versus Firetears, and that was a bit of a hairy thing. We thought they would go one way when we saw Ronja advance on Albin, but he turned it around and he really dominated the field at the end there. So that was a really cool game to see too.
I interviewed Ronja after the game, and she said something. She saw the game turn at the top of turn 2
when she charged in.
Where actually more we were at the bottom of turn 2 or even in turn 3 that we started to see all
that. I think that's like might have started turning there, but what it really cemented was the double turn from 2 to 3 that really sealed the deal.
Yeah, it was a really fun game to watch and to get to commentate. But we hope we could get Kalle on the stream by tomorrow if he sort of perhaps seals everything.
Yep.
Let's see. Nothing is ruled out. But this round we will have Slanesh versus Caledon Overlords.
We've had so much melee, now we want to see some shooting.
Yeah.
Kalle on stream.
Let's see if we can bring the...
We do not have Kalle on stream, but we have an interesting game still.
Yeah.
So let's see if we can bring it over here. That would be
where we are there.
Where we are here, yes.
Yeah, we could. Yeah, let's head to.
Set up here.
Yep.
So what we are playing today is Hours for the Taking. That's the scenario. Oh, thank you so much, Boban. So Hours for the Taking is a bit different than the ones we've seen so far. There's no 1-2 more stuff going on here. This is all about home objective, center objective, and your opponent's objective.
Exactly.
And being aggressive, because you score more when you take your opponent's objective. Mm-hmm. But it's also a little bit of a caveat here, where if you have the Galician champions, they can help you score a bit extra. Let's go through the scenario more specifically if you want. We can just scroll up here to read through the rules.
Yeah, I know. But the rules are quite simple. It's 1 for controlling the home objective, and 1 to control the center objective, and 2
to control
the home objective.
The opponent's objective, exactly. And then you also score 1 extra if you control the center with the Galician champion.
Exactly.
That is where we're at here. Apart from that, it's a deployment we've seen before. That seems to be the new standard here in a way, with the diagonal deployment. And we're just seeing them set up right now. Let's run through their lists while they're getting ready here. We're starting to see action on the table here. There's a shake. Yep. So we are already seeing some cheeky deployment stuff, but we should run through the lists before we get to that part.
Sebastian, let's do his list first.
Let's start with Sebastian.
And it's a pretenders list in the host of Slanesh. He has 7 drops in this list, and take what's theirs as grand strategy. So he needs to have more.
Take what's theirs, simply.
Have more of his units in
the opponent's side. Yeah,
exactly. And
Battleshot Triumph. Nothing special. It probably won't be getting it. I think Christian has a lower point, so it doesn't matter. Contorted Epitome, with a lot of stuff going on. We have a general with Strength of Godhood command trait, the Griffeather Charm as an artifact, a Born of Domination spell from the lore, and Aspect of the Champion fueled by Gurish Rage, so they'll come back.
Yeah, both the 5-up 5-up ward from
Yeah.
the charm and a 3-up return, sort of a
So this is gonna be
death save ward.
It's going to be a tough one to take down, even though it's not that immense in any way. It's not a monster or so. But Lord of Pain with the artifact Crown of Dark Secrets. We have the Mask, and we have Be'lakor. So this is a kind of a hero-heavy army.
Yep.
But we still have a bunch of archers.
Yeah.
So that is a total of 55 Blizzbarb archers, 22, and 11. And then we have the Blizzbarb Seekers, 5 of them, and 5 Slickblade Seekers. He also has the shooters, sharpshooters battalion, so it means that he's going to be able to snipe characters with them, or the champions.
Exactly, even if they are within 3 inches of a battle line.
Exactly, so the whole Galician champion protection doesn't really apply to them.
This is the information we have on the list they're playing.
Yep.
There were probably some... there was some issue with available miniatures. You can only play lists that you have models for.
Yeah, exactly. And I think the thing is, he was going to play a different list, but unfortunately, he didn't have the models for it with him. There must have been a logistical error here, so he had to go with this list.
Yeah.
So what we have here from Christian's side?
Yep.
Let's have a look at that one. We have Caradon Overlords, of course, Barrack Sylphin.
Well, Rule the Skies for a grand strategy and inspired, and that's the triumph he has as well. So yeah, the game has actually started.
The game has started here, so we are just blazing through this list now.
And he has a Caradon, an Admiral, and a Navigator, a Chemist, and 10 Arcanauts, 15 Thunders, Frigate, 3 Enrigas, and 9 Enrigas.
And the Ironclad, yes.
And the Thunders are really doing some heavy lifting.
They are doing some serious lifting here. We'll just see them blast away there, I think.
Yeah.
So we're seeing that it's starting already.
Christian is taking first turn.
Christian is taking first turn because of this one.
And he has... It's a cunning maneuver.
Cunning maneuver. So
we'll also probably go for the center objective then, I suppose.
That sounds like something he would do, I'm thinking here. What we can also see is that there was a sneaky deployment here. Some of the Slanesh, I think. Those are Caradons. No. Where was the Slanesh assassin? I think there was word about an assassin here. We might be able to see it in a bit here, turning up.
And that's inside Christian's deployment zone then?
Yes, exactly. So we'll see where that turns up, his sneakiness here. The Navigator has been activated. Don't think we've seen Be'lakor. It doesn't look like Be'lakor has been activated, but we're going to see. We still have to wait for this is still start of Europhase going on. We're waiting for heroic actions and so on. Okay, now we're in the hero phase. But we still have to see if Be'lakor is being activated or not.
Yeah. We are still in the hero phase.
We are still in the hero phase.
Yep.
Looks like dice are starting to be rolled.
I think Christian tried to get a command point earlier and failed on that roll as well.
Then we have something else. Looks like maybe. Right, so the assassin is behind the rock there, and the Aether Storm was seemingly...
So he's trying to do Aether Storm on the assassin for mortal wounds.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
So, yeah, we're having some speculation here if Sebastian could do use Bellacore on the boats to hinder the Alpha Strike from Christian's boats, or rather the 15 Thunders staying inside of them.
Yes, that could be a good thing against the Alpha, which is a serious threat for him.
It is true, if you only get one roll, you can't deny you don't get sort of the recurring.
We do not have Bellacore. Okay, so we do not have Bellacore. We've heard him now. So
you are riding the whole activation of Bellacore then on the one roll for the movement instead of getting another roll for the for shooting and another roll.
Yeah, that is true.
But if it works, it works. Of course.
Yes, but then
a dead Bellacore can't do any activation.
That is true. So there's a lot to consider, a lot to gamble on here, and the thing is here is like pick your poison. I think and you just have to take your chances. That's how Bellacore works.
Yep.
You pick something that you think is gonna be effective the most, or something that's gonna save you the most, and you just have to hope that you do the right thing. But you won't know until you roll the dice.
Yeah, you will not.
That's how it goes.
So you see Christian do some measuring here, planning out his move, I suppose, and where he'll drop.
That is what he's looking at now here for this flying high.
It's good to have this clear definition where he starts his move.
Yeah.
So if something happens, he knows where to can replace them.
So that's the frigate up front, and then we have the ironclad in the back. It would seem right. Am I seeing it correctly? I would say so. Yes, that must be the ironclad in the back. It's much bigger.
Yeah, with the.
That's good.
So a roll here was that.
What is going on here? Something is moving.
Moves up. It moves his character up. Exactly. Yeah, that's some form of some character. Some
looks
hero.
like it could have been a navigator or maybe an engine rig or something. Oh, not an engine master.
Chemist, navigator.
Chemist. Yeah, could be the chemist, navigator or chemist. Quite possibly the chemist.
Some aether's kind of dwarf.
Yes, a dwarf in a big suit.
Yeah.
Question here is what else is gonna happen this first turn? Is he gonna take it easy? I don't think he can afford to wait for things to happen here. He has to really do something. Yeah, so like that is
+1 to. Yeah, I mean, Sebastian did not get the choice of going first. He's got a shooting army. His other lists were on one drop, the one he couldn't use. And he must be frustrated about that.
Yeah, I get that. That's what happens when you forget your models.
Yeah, you need to bring your toys to the game.
Yeah.
So Christian, is in a good position to sort of use that.
Yeah. The thing is, of course, he wouldn't get it because Christian also has a one drop, and he rolled and got the attacker win.
Yeah, but Christian is on 2.
Was that one?
Two drops.
Oh, it is 2. I thought it was a one drop, but okay, so that is a 2 drop. I see. Well, then he would have done it. Yeah. Definitely, he would have done it.
Is the engine riggers, right?
Oh yes. I thought he was a one drop. This is a one drop. See, it is a one drop.
Okay,
so it wouldn't have mattered.
Sorry,
it would not have mattered in that sense. Because it's really about a dice roll. Then.
Yeah, then it's all about the dice roll. And that's my argument against the one drops list. But Jesper keeps saying I'm wrong.
All about the one drops.
One drops is a trap.
One drops are a trap, okay.
I always fail that roll-off, so I need to design a list that is better when I'm not having the choice. That's why I need to go for the higher drops and sort of maximize my situation when I'm not having a choice.
I'm just happy we don't have the like one drops we used to have in 2.0.
Oh.
Like, I'm gonna place this, and now I place my rest of my one drop.
Yeah. It's a bit more absolute now, and that is a good thing because it forces you to reveal your entire hand right away. And you're right. I think that the one drops can be a big trap in many situations because you kind of have to expect something from your opponent before you deploy, and when you've done, you just have to hope that they play into what your plan is, and that would be worth the choice of going first.
And in this season, you get a maximum of 2 champions, perhaps 1, or quite often. So yeah.
That could be a trap in many ways.
Who are you guys rooting for?
We don't root. We are. Oh, you mean that?
I'm not talking to you guys. I don't give a fuck about you. Yes, I do. You're doing a great work.
Yes, we want to know the chat though, definitely.
Yeah.
Who is the chat rooting for here?
I was
So the
texted
flying
by
high
the
is going
Danish
on
guys,
there?
so
Oh.
they want to buy you a beer after.
Oh, wow, that is so sweet. Thank you so much, guys. So we have seen the ironclad fly away.
Not getting any.
Oh wow. So we have a lot of support here for we have 1 KO. So we have 3 for Slanesh. 3 people cheering for Slanesh and 2 people cheering for KO. So it's kind of even here. Because
so
these are
far.
both new exciting books. People are very interested. There was no Bellacore. We had no Bellacore ability activation here, and that is a risky move. I don't know, because then again, now sure Bellacore becomes a target, which can also be a honey trap in a certain sense. Like sure Bellacore is there, but what about all the shooting?
Yep.
That's where the damage is.
It's 55 this bar off.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, 50 really.
Well, 50, yes. But 50
That's a lot of
bones
shots.
shooting there, that's 100 shots.
Yeah, I gotta rooting for Nagash. Nagash always gets some form of win from every fight.
Yep.
Or if it's Korn. But yeah.
We also have here a comment here that Christian's army is incredibly well painted and it's not a pure Thunder spam list. That is true, so there's
It's
originality
incredibly
to it.
well painted, and this particular iteration is not a standard spam
Yeah,
list.
exactly, yeah. Let's not look at the other lists.
If I remember correctly. There is 15 Thunders in the Ironclad,
Yes.
I suppose.
Only 15.
Yeah.
Cough, cough. Like.
And
So,
we're into the shooting
We are
phase.
into the shooting phase now. We have the frigate up on his front left, and then we have the ironclad on the back right.
It's not a disembark up in the upper right corner, right? Because that's something that was deployed initially.
Yes.
Wasn't it?
I don't think he can disembark with the ironclad after he's moved. That would be a frigate.
Yeah.
Oh, you can with the CP. Okay. Then you can do it. But he has chosen not to, probably just to keep them there.
So the ironclad is targeting.
The
Is
flank
that a
line?
single unit of? No. What do I have in Sebastian's lower right corner? Okay. Oh, it's
We're seeing
Sebastian.
some- yeah.
Bellacore
We're seeing
and
some
the
And some seekers.
Seekers are getting targeted.
I think
by
these
the
are the
ironclad.
slick blade ones, possibly. Yes, those are the slick blade seekers.
The red flag over there. It's not that it's recently May 1st. It's impassable.
That is impassable. Very true.
So that's if we and
We're seeing a bunch of dice being thrown because that's how it goes with the Thunderers and the Ironclad. And right now I'm thinking this is the Ironclad shooting. Is what it seems like. So that's what we're starting out with. And let's see how much.
you see rolls and piles moved to another pile, and that's
So
one
now
set
we're
of
just
dice.
going to have to see how everything ends up here. Compiling all the shots. And he's gonna need even more dice. Let's see. I think they are trying to Yes,
so the first, the first setup for
everything.
Bellicor.
Yeah, so everything hitting on the. So we saw the first yes for Bellicor, and now here we have like so many hits, everything going really well in the shooting against the Seekers. Yes. So we have all of defense on the Seekers because Bellicor can just.
Yeah, he can modify. He's got his save.
Right. So we have a KO-based player here that is very unbiased because we know them to be that, right? We'll just have to see here how things go. This is going to be a lot of shooting. This is going to take a while to get all the shots done from all the Thunders.
4 damage alone
on the Seekers. Only 4 damage. That is not a lot.
But that means that's a lot of shooting into Bellicor.
Well,
that's
see
a good
here.
way.
It looks like it has good saves going here.
Yeah,
oh, no, okay. No,
ups.
maybe not. Maybe not amazing saves. Oh, okay, those were not great saves. There's quite a bit going through. He's not warding well at all. Or anything, apparently. Bellicor dead. Oh, wow.
No ward from Mystical.
That was rough, yeah. The Mystical saves, nothing. And that just caused him to die. Only from the... That was all from the Ironclad.
Yeah.
That is
and
rough.
now Sebastian can really ask himself, why did I not use
Why did he not use the Bellicor? Exactly. Bellicor was bait, yes. I mean, in essence, he became bait whether he liked it or not. But that is also a lot of points
it's a bait,
spent doing nothing. That is a very expensive bait.
Very quickly, it's a first shooting round, and I mean, it's not a lot of effort spent from Christian's side.
And now the Thunderers are just going to keep shooting, take out those.
I mean, he wants something down there to take that objective anyway.
He's gonna try to see if he can reach or not, but that is, he might not be able to reach very much.
I assume that's 10 Orcanauts standing beside the Ironclad.
That would be 10 Arcanauts. Very well, yes. So 1 Dark Master and Ironclad would have done something. Yes, exactly. And you are very correct. Doing something on the Ironclad would have done a lot. I don't think it's a bad idea to do that on the Ironclad. There's merit to it, definitely.
Not if you expect Bellicor to survive.
Not if you expect Bellicor to survive, but in this case, Bellicor was a bit too exposed to survive there. Being able to be targeted by the short range, the guns, that is hoping a bit too much on his survival. So we have to see how
this as they are playing quite intensely. Both players.
They are both playing very intensely. Yes, we can see here that they're
might
really
see this
into
game
this.
being done quite early.
This could definitely be over quite quickly because they don't have to move their models quite as much here. Well, Sebastian has to, but Christian doesn't have a lot of movement, so he can just go straight into that shooting phase in a matter of minutes. So that is really helping it speed along a bit.
So he's
Just
measuring
add
now.
some extra shots here. Small shots going out. Where do we have the engine riggers though? Are they by the frigate? They must be, right?
Yeah, you can perhaps zoom with the other camera just to see if you can.
Yeah, we can check if we can get the other camera just to zoom in. You can see the engine riggers are.
They disembarked.
Why are they off the board? We do have some. We do have a couple there next to it. We do have probably the small unit. Oh yeah, so they are embarked in the boat. Okay, with the engine riggers. They jumped out and then they just disembarked and embarked in this, I don't know, shenanigans. Is
Yeah,
what
are
went down
they
here.
doing then hooking themselves to the boat again and just tagging along on the outside?
A lot of them.
It is a different game when we're playing in the shooting game. It
Yes,
turns out
exactly.
closer to the
Definitely.
40K game.
Is this the Swedish 40K Masters? Well, you would have thought.
Yeah.
It's almost there, to be honest.
Almost. And I mean, but it's still, the Age of Sigmar shooting behaves differently than the 40K shooting. It's
Yes, the
closer
shooting
ahead,
is very different.
but it absolutely skews the game primarily top heavy.
Yeah,
The game tends to be decided much earlier in the shooting game.
very much so.
Yeah.
Depending on the army, of course. 40K. Yeah.
So it's 10 Blitzbarbs on it.
Yeah, we've seen Blitzbarbs die over there. It was a unit of 22. They're 12 left now,
Yep.
and they were losing more.
Does that 11th Blitzbarb do anything, or is it some sort of companion piece, something like that?
He's the buddy. I think he does something. Yeah. So I believe he buffs the rest of the bows, so you kind of have to keep him alive. But when there's two of them, yeah, +1 to wound. Yes, that is what we're seeing here as well. We're thinking.
So you keep one and let.
So you keep one of them, but one of them is free when you have more. When you have a reinforced unit, that is true.
Yeah.
So now we have the charge, and it's time for them to fight, of course, because we have a bunch of Wennberg riggers in there.
Yeah.
They can pack a punch.
Yeah, they
with
really
their
can.
sauce.
So, absolutely. See if we zoom in on if we can see zoom in on the Wennberg riggers by using the other camera, I suppose.
Yeah, we can't really see a lot here. We can switch over to the second camera
Yep.
tonight,
See that.
where we can at least see what's going on here.
So that's
This is where we're seeing everything here.
and so that's the Wennberg riggers on the right side.
Yep.
And Ironclad. And he's got seems to have 2 harpoons
Taking out most of them.
with the riggers. He's embarking by now.
So it's embarking now.
And that's not the first time I see an rigger with being sort of invisible on the flying stand.
Nope. That happens a lot.
It's quite that joint is not very good. It's not easy to glue the model onto the flying stand.
No, they are very wobbly. Quite
Just
easy.
clearing them down.
So we should probably go back to our overview here. To see a bit more of what's going on here. There we have it.
It's a thinking pose, if I've ever
That
seen
is
one.
definitely a thinking pose. And we can see here that they popped out just on the left side of it there. But we still have 6 of them left inside.
Yep.
It's gonna be interesting. So they're kind of safe in there. So those Blitzbarbs, they aren't looking very happy right now.
Nope. They're not they're not made to fight in combat like this.
No. So the question is here now. Sebastian has taken quite a beating this first turn here because he didn't use Be'lakor.
Losing Be'lakor without being able to sort of pay a lot of points for that Dark Master ability is not that great without for the rest of it. And being sure he's got his unrenderable save, but it's still not good enough, I'd say.
No, like the weight of the ice from the Ironclad plus the Thunderers inside.
Yeah.
That's too much to risk, I think.
Yeah, and you can't really do anything to. You can't really do anything to sort of if he's got got himself in a bad situation. You can't save him.
No.
You can't do any heroic actions or anything.
No, exactly. There's
no mystic shields.
We did get an unleash happening from the Blizzard Seekers, I would assume, to lower the save of the Iron Riggers.
Yep, and they fired upon the Iron Riggers, sitting inside of them.
Inside the boat. No, actually, no, the ones outside. Was the one...
Yeah, dropping out.
Dropping out.
Shorting.
And they lost one model. The Blizzards are gone.
That's another gun and rigger, right? No, that's a Blizzard.
No, those Blizzards.
Yep.
So the Blizzards are history over there.
Sawed into pieces.
So now we have some Seekers on that edge.
It's time for the Ironclad to fight.
The frigate. That would be the frigate. Yes, the frigate is fighting.
That is correct. We have Christian's grand strategy is rule the skies. So that's pretty straightforward. Killing Belacor, secured him the grand strat.
Yep. As long as he doesn't lose both his boats.
Yep, that should.
He'll be A-OK on that end. But that's a lot of wounds to go through for Sebastian if he wants to take the Ironclad down as well.
Yeah, with much better saves now. I'm not calling anything, not since last game.
Yeah. So the frigate is on a 5-up, so they might be able to... Oh, so it was the frigate that was hit by the unleash. I assume that, yes.
Ah, yes. So the frigate is at the worst save,
Yeah.
Let's see.
We do a worst save, so we're going to see here now if the Seekers can do any damage to it. Well, they would really need to get a couple of wounds in there at least, so we can finish it off soon. He needs to rescue that flank very badly, because he can't afford to be split up in two places now with the Ironclad looming on his left flank. So we'll have to see.
In a way, this scenario is not as good for Christian as the other ones.
No, it is not.
Because he needs to control 3 objectives to maximize. And it's not enough to control the 2.
Exactly. And controlling the home objective is just 1 point. But he has put a hero on the middle, which is the way to go. He's scored his battle tactic. He's going to score 2 points for that one.
Yeah, but he's probably going to lose that hero.
And I think that is a sacrifice he's willing to make for those 4 points.
But and then there's the coming 2, 3, 4. So if Sebastian can keep that and get a hero in there, that's 2 points to Sebastian for each round.
That is true. That is true.
And
like the epitome or something like that, standing there, it could be.
We can clearly see that Christian chooses to sort of he splits his army in 2, and he projects his force on 2 fronts.
Yeah.
And that's probably the way he designed the list. It's mainly how people design their lists, but it's more extreme in the case of KO, since they rely on their ability to switch sides, and there's no issue, there's no problem for him to move from one objective to another, but he can only be on one at each time.
That is true.
And so he needs to kill a lot of Sebastian's models to sort of keep the pressure up.
That he does. Because we're also going to see the depravity points coming in as well. Those are going to tick up.
Have we seen any offers of dice being made?
I do not know if we've seen any of that, but we should have seen them by now, I feel. Especially like on the frigate or so, if we want to take down the frigate.
Yeah. So chat, has anyone of you accepted the 6 yet?
How do you feel, chat? Given into temptation? Anyone got any good stories about that?
Yeah? Or, well, not all the stories perhaps.
I accepted too many we have. 103 depravity, that must be a record of some sort. Holy moly. 4 depravity so far. That is not a lot. So let's see what we can get more from here. So that would be like 1 or 2 dice.
Yeah. Cunning maneuver sounds like we're on the... Is he done for that?
Yep.
Does he control Christian, his left objective? The one in the zone, Sebastian's deployment zone?
I don't see a lot of models on it. The frigate and...
Doesn't look like it, because if Christian controls the center with the Galician champion and his home... So that's 5 points.
So that's 5 points, yes, for the home objective, the center, with a +1 for the champion, and then 2 more for the strategy, battle tactic, yes. That is 5 points.
I'm wondering if Sebastian goes for cunning maneuver as well.
He could very well do that.
Yes, so.
But he'd have to get that objective then.
Yeah,
he
only needs, as long as he can move 1 Galician champion up to that objective, then that's really not an issue. Just 1 more model of some kind.
And we can just see what he has to bring out over here. We have some Bliss Barbs hiding right there. Probably a hero of sorts.
You should have... it's the contorted epitome is one of his leaders.
Yep.
And but that's not
I believe it's hiding back there behind them. I don't see it in the far back, so it's probably... Yeah,
that would be his general, though.
Yeah, it looks like his general is out there.
Depends on how much of a risk, but anyway, everything is exposed when you're playing KO everywhere, so...
It is very much exposed everywhere, no matter what you do. The only thing keeping his champions alive is, of course, the fact that they can't be targeted if they have friends around.
Yeah, but it's got...
Yeah, as expected, we have a cunning maneuver on the epitome. And the assassin was healed.
Yep.
With a heroic action.
This would be very interesting, because you always get the feeling of this kind of opening by Christian.
Yep.
That's like, oof, this is his game, this is done.
But that's how shooting armors work.
Yeah, and it's really important to see how Sebastian replies.
And correct, we have 33 Bliss Barbs left, we lost 22. Yes, if Christian keeps up the turn rolls, he will be in a good spot. Yeah, that's pretty much how these games tend to work. But as soon as that double comes against another shoot army, it gets harsh when you have 2 turns of shooting against you without having anything to do.
Yeah, and it's not only an issue for shooting armies, it's for all sort of alpha strikes.
Definitely.
If you build your strategy on going first, you sort of you're putting yourself in a position where you're very vulnerable to. And sort of a 50-50 chance, or it's rather not a 50-50, which of course is an argument to do that since you win on the tie, but
it's still a gamble. Generally, so you have to make enough of an impact on your alpha to kind of feel that if that double turn comes, you aren't gonna lose. That is like the main issue you have to deal with there.
Does Sebastian have anything? If the main threat in punching Christian's list right now is that ironclad with the 15 thunders, can he threaten that in any way, or is that too far away?
At the moment, I don't think he has anything that can threaten it.
I mean, because that would really be an argument for Christian putting that in the corner, because that's sort of put it not in harm's way.
It's not being threatened right now, meaning that it's ready to punch back next turn again.
All those Bliss Barbs are standing right in the middle of the field.
Yeah. So that would only be like for the double, but then Sebastian will have to just keep them there doing nothing for a turn.
Yeah.
We have the finest hour on the dwarf in the middle, trying to hold that ground so
Might
bravely.
as well.
But he has 2 scary demons right next to him. That's gonna be rough. I don't think it's long for this world. But the most important question here, of course, is what are the archers going to be shooting? And will they kill it? Because that's where we're at right now. He really needs to do some damage here.
Yeah, absolutely.
And counter that alpha.
Is that frigate damaged in any way? Or did he manage to do something with his seekers and standing in close combat with him?
I'm assuming there has been some sort of damage to the frigate.
Since it's moving down his 11 blast barbs.
Yeah.
So and the 22 as well. So he seems to be sort of focusing on his home and the middle objective, which is probably a good idea. Because if you can't reach the ironclad, then better to sort of maximize your output.
Yeah, exactly, and make sure that they actually do something and not just wait to be shot.
Yeah.
Just wait and see here what happens. Models being moved.
Yeah, it's critical for Sebastian to be able to take that.
I'm not sure he can reach very far with the Blizzpards on that end either. They were kind of placed a bit too far out of reach.
The distance between the objective center points is...
Those will reach something. They'll probably reach the frigate, but I'm not sure about the bigger unit. You might reach with a couple of them if it's lucky, but 15 inches is not that long for shooting.
Yeah, let's see, it's placed 15 from the border, so it's 22...
Yeah.
No, 30. 15 inches between those two center points.
Yeah.
Which should put most of the blast barbs within range.
Yeah, so it would seem like maybe half of them or so, possibly.
Or actually, are they 9 inch?
Yeah.
Five from the big
them. Yeah, you see, that's
it's not 15 inches, it's further than that. So it's 16 blast barbs shooting.
Yep. Well, 15, 15 blast barbs.
15 and 2 bodies.
Yeah, because
that's
one of the guys in the middle there won't be firing any bow. So that's 30 shots. We will also of course, have the shots from the Seekers. If that is relevant. So maybe do that first if he needs the debuffing.
Is Sebastian really moving that fast, or are we having camera issues? I get the feeling he's sort of acting
he is very fast moving when he gets going, so that could very well be him just going super fast. There might be some delay in the tech from the camera here. But it feels like these guys are they're going turbo mode here.
Yep.
This is
the last game of the day. Both of them are.
That also helps. This is the roughest day also in a way because you have to play 3 games.
Yeah. So Christian denied the 6?
Yes. So what we've seen here is that the engine riggers inside the boat have all been shot out. Because Christian did not want to take the depravity points, he took mortal wounds instead. They ran out of life and they all died.
So, yeah.
So right now we have an empty frigate.
And it's an empty frigate. It's probably better. He could have elected to shoot at the frigate itself, of course.
Sure.
But
the engine riggers are very squishy, especially wounds-wise, which means that when they fail their saves, he doesn't want to take that 6, he's going to take mortal wounds anyway. That's not going to help him, so just a couple of things through. A couple of shots through will be enough to really decimate that unit.
Yeah, that's true.
So we're starting to see some damage tokens, some wound tokens going down on the frigate as well. 6 wounds on the frigate.
That's pretty decent, yeah.
The Blizzpards are doing some damage here for sure.
Yep. And
we still have the middle unit here, and it looks like they're shooting at the frigate as well.
So we'll probably see a score of 5 from Sebastian, and he has taken out that unit of engine riggers, and put some damage on the frigates, while he himself has lost Bellacore and 22 Disbarks.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not...
It's not extremely unbalanced, but he still took quite a beating. He's lost also a bunch of his Slickblade Seekers.
Yeah, he did that as well.
That is still wounds taken off there. And the Ironclad is still full of damage, just waiting to unleash.
What dice do you prefer?
So to the commentary, do you notice high level play uses mainly 12mm or 16mm? Well, the frigate has taken 13 wounds now. It's very close to death here. To answer the question here, I've seen both. It's very much about like what the player prefers. When using own dice, people tend to go for the 16mm ones because they look a bit more flashy. If you go to places like Worlds or Six Nations, it's all 16mm dice.
Yeah.
Because that's where you get the team dice. They look flashy. So.
Yeah, people get their own icons and.
Yeah. Oh yes, you have because you get the nation, the national symbols and the national dice. Everyone has their own nation stuff here. So it usually is actually 16.
Both.
Oh, the Epitome failed the first shot with a double one, but then with a reroll made it.
The assassin
So
can't
the
kill
Epitome
that
is in there.
thing alone. Now they have to kill him, because if they don't kill him...
but they will definitely take that guy out. I don't have any...
But if they do not,
reservations.
then Sebastian will fail his battle tactic.
Yeah, that would be terrible.
Since he's moved into combat.
Yeah. So it looks like the mask is really buffed up as well and ready to just rip him to pieces. So it doesn't look like there's going to be a big issue here. Why I want to kill the riggers is the healing they can do on the boat.
That's true, of course.
That is true too.
So those 13 wounds are staying there instead.
Well, we do still have the two riggers on the side.
Yeah. And 3 on the side. Yeah, 2 on the side.
2 left on the side. Yes.
But there's a combat. There's a close combat, and I don't know if
still
those
have the
seekers
combat.
can
The
pile
seekers
around.
might be able to take it down if it's lucky there with the combat. Pop a couple of wounds in there. And we are going with the Epitome now.
With the Epitome, yeah.
Unleashing here is attacks. I'm assuming the chemist, or is it the navigator? Riggers heal in both players' turns. Oh, they do. That is interesting. So we have a little bit of wounds going in there, and he's
That's
dead.
a dead Herodon.
That's a dead dwarf.
And that means Sebastian manages to succeed on his battle tactic.
Yep, that is a successful battle tactic. That is exactly what he needed. We still have the fight over by the frigate, but now the frigate doesn't have anyone inside fighting for it. So that's not gonna be a lot of damage. So we do have a Lord of Pain standing there next to these two Enron riggers, and they are locked in a bit of a combat there. The Enron riggers are fighting the Lord of Pain. Doesn't seem like they did a lot. So there was a total whiff. The Enron riggers did nothing. And now we have the Seekers.
Yeah, going in for the final 2 wounds on the frigate.
Yep, so 2 more wounds to take down there.
Should be doable. And there's no repairing a damaged frigate.
Yeah, no, there isn't. Ooh, do we have some saves? Oh, there's quite a few saves going on here. Let's see. Looks like maybe 4 or 5 saves. At least.
We have a couple of 1s or 2s.
And that's enough to kill, I think. Yeah.
That's a dead frigate.
That is a dead frigate. He really needed to do that as well.
Yeah.
And now we have the Lord of Pain, might be able to take out those 2 guys. And we have 10 depravity on the board here.
And now there's even less chance for Christian to project power on 3 places.
Exactly, because now he's very much concentrated on what he has in the Ironclad.
Yeah. And that still has an enormous firepower with
Oh
the
yes,
15
it does.
thunders.
It can do so much, and it's also quite safe at the moment.
Yeah, but it can only kill one thing at a time.
That is true. Yeah. There we can also see the Lord of Pain taking care of those two last engine riggers, cleaning house there.
So this was a good target priority by Sebastian, really
Yeah.
well played.
He really went efficiently here, got all of the riggers.
Yeah, the 6 riggers inside the frigate were killed by the bliss barbs.
Yes. So, same
5
thing
points.
going here. Cunning maneuver, 5 points. They're identical strategies, more or less.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really well played by Sebastian.
Yeah,
this round.
he really did what he could with what he had, and he cleaned up the flank that was kind of forcing him to make a lot of decisions. Now it's all about managing that ironclad. Oh, and Sebastian has won the priority role, we just heard here.
That is good for him, because
That is very good for him.
he's probably taking it, but on the other hand, he can't really reach the frigate.
No.
The ironclad.
He has to figure out now, can he threaten the ironclad where it is at the moment?
Yeah.
That really depends on how far he can get his bliss barbs.
But he's in a position where he can take sort of that the ironclad. How much damage? He doesn't want the ironclad to be able to drop down and kill perhaps both of his units of frigate bliss barbs.
Yeah.
There's
a lot of damage
He
he
can't
can
prevent it from killing one of them, but 2 of them.
No.
No.
This is
This is a good thing as well. I think he's actually taking time. He has plenty of time.
Yeah, he has so much time because they've been going so fast. He has time to consider his options and
Sit
really
down for 10 minutes or 15 minutes.
take
or
a breath, consider what's going to happen.
He takes the turn.
And he's just going for it.
Yeah.
He's going for the turn. He's taking the turn.
I think I can see why he does that.
I can definitely see why too.
He's also guaranteeing himself at least another 5 points.
That is very much true. Guaranteed another 5 points if he just has a battle tactic to you, but I'm sure he has one.
I can't see him taking that upper left objective now.
That is unlikely. I don't think he has anything that would be able to do that. But he will at least be able to threaten it.
Desecrate the lands.
Yes. That would be the back hill there in the middle.
The one there where the assassin was standing.
Yes, where the mask was. And he will get to his 12th depravity points this turn most likely, and that will make a difference for him. To get that army-wide -1 to hit, that's going to keep him alive that much longer. So I do agree that I think that he needs to take this to try to mitigate what he can.
Yeah.
And also score points while he can score the points without having to worry too much about fighting.
Yeah, score points and spread out.
And spread out, yes.
Because that ironclad with its cargo will drop down somewhere.
Oh yes, very much. The melee threat is a lot smaller now though, because he doesn't have a lot of engine riggers. So it's all about the shooting.
Yep.
That's where it's at. And that also means that he can't be quite as aggressive in taking the objectives. He needs to teleport in, drop them out, start shooting, and then he probably won't have a lot of charges to make.
Yeah.
And that means he have to go slower to capturing those objectives.
How is he on characters besides? Does he have? What characters does he have left?
He should have 2 characters left in the.
There's
in the
2
ironclad.
characters in the ironclad.
Yes, 2 of them.
Let's see. Perhaps you could have a look at his list. Sebastian is now
So we
on
have
12
some horse here. Yes.
He's on 12 depravity points.
He failed the rally on his Liquid Seekers, but he did get the spell for depravity off, so he has 12 depravity points now. and that was the important part.
Was. Yeah, I want to look at the Christian's list here. Because...
So the ironclad is running. Let's have a look at what is on it. That would be last word, was it so? No. Scroll down a bit.
yeah, but...
There we go. Yeah, it's the last word. So we're talking unleashing here.
And he's lost a chemist or whatever that dwarf in the middle was.
I do not know if that was the navigator or the chemist.
Yeah.
They're kind of
probably
hard to...
the admiral. So he probably has two, unless he had a character in the frigate, but I don't think so. I think both of these are.
It was the navigator.
It was the navigator that died.
Yeah. So the navigator died in the middle.
So he probably has the admiral and the chemist left on in that ironclad, and he probably needs to use them to sort of to get that bonus point.
Yeah.
And that means he needs to disembark on the middle objective.
And seeing as Sebastian can shoot heroes, that could be risky.
That can be risky. I mean, there's plenty of people not take. Sebastian lost the sort of. He didn't get the anti-KO thing of since he has other.
He didn't get the optimal list for it.
But that means that's the reason he has the sharpshooters battalion. So going for the one drop that denies you that ability.
Yeah, so that is true. It does. We'll have to see if that actually makes a difference in this game, but it is something to consider.
Now he's screening out.
The mask moving up, yeah.
Because that's what.
Oh no, this is. Yeah, no, yeah, that should be.
Has he moved anything towards the forest? So is that is that the one being desecrated, or is it the one
do we know which one
closer
is being desecrated?
To which terrain piece was being desecrated?
Because maybe that's the one being desecrated.
Is it the one?
But it should be the one in the back here, though.
Yeah, because since. Yeah. So I'm wondering if Sebastian remembers that terrain control is not sticky.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
Yeah, and neither our table boss or we are too informed about this.
Yeah, we have to see how this plays out now.
Yeah. This does not fall under the inform your opponent that he's doing something wrong, because this is game decision.
This is a decision in the game, very much, yes.
So, yeah, I don't know if... And I hope that Christian remembers that as well. Mm-hmm. If he chooses not to.
Yes.
But mostly, I hope that Sebastian knows what he's doing.
Yeah, and we'll see, because so far he has done well enough, I think.
Yeah.
And you can see him now kind of like castling up to try to protect his blizz barbs. Best he can.
That one, yeah, it is that one then.
Yeah, and he realized his mistake now, so he's going to fail that battle tactic.
Yep.
That is a bit harsh. Maybe he shouldn't have gone for the desecrated position, because...
I should have moved one of his characters. Or he should
simply just move the mask over there and pick it up.
Yeah. This needs to be within 3.
But he wanted to screen off as much as he could, but he should have been within 3 of that.
Fail desecrate the lands. It's a shame to waste 2 victory points, but that's a consequence of playing fast.
Yep.
I mean, he's playing really fast. It gives him a lot of time to think.
Sure.
But, yeah. Is this the end? Are we into Christian's turn 2?
Yep, that was all he did for his turn there, Sebastian.
Yeah, absolutely. Exactly as I was saying. Spread out.
Yep.
So
definitely
spreading out sort of mitigates I get this right sometimes.
You
analysis.
most certainly do. And now he's kind of limited in what he can threaten, and especially the blitz barbs in the back are quite safe
Yeah.
at this moment, which means that unless there's a double back at,
Yeah.
so Christian can get a double from 2 to 3, and those blitz barbs will be able to threaten
Exactly.
those thunders back later.
Yeah, perhaps it can, but can do a double kill. But I believe mostly Christian will be able to kill one target.
Oh yes.
And then another target, one target for each of his turns. So that's just something that Sebastian needs to accept. There's nothing to be done about it.
And the thing is also now that Sebastian is controlling the middle objective. Christian is down on the board control at the moment.
Yep.
He has a lot fewer bodies. So that's something he has to work on as well, and that might take some time.
Yeah.
We have some questions regarding what is polite or not when it comes to recent rule changes. In this case, I don't think it would be something necessarily expected to do, because reminding your opponent of the rules, unless they are playing them wrong, is not something that you should be doing technically at this level, as per the rules pack, and we've talked about the no takebacks, just like Jesper's been talking about. So that would not really be appropriate, to be honest. It's about telling your opponent when they are misinterpreting a rule. Absolutely.
Yeah. And I mean,
but in this case,
Sebastian was doing sort of prioritizing.
Yeah.
He was choosing. He gained stuff by moving it to a certain location.
Exactly.
So it's an official game rule change. It's not an exception for this tournament, for example. That the it's an official FAQ. So
it is very much so.
But sure, it would be polite.
I would agree.
And a lot of people.
Oh, fly high needs to be more than 1 inch from all terrain features. That is interesting. I did not know that has been added to it. That means he cannot stand on top of that hill. Could we have a confirmation of that? Maybe, I don't know. Could check that, but that is a big deal.
Sounds reasonable since it's a deployment, and it's quite often so that you can only deploy away from terrain.
Yes, I get that deployment is one thing, but we have to check what the fly high rule specifically says here. That could make a difference, definitely. Meaning he couldn't stand on top of there and try to like centralize himself. He's kind of blocked a bit more by the terrain.
So let's.
Somebody had a question.
Yeah, fly high.
Yeah. Old book you couldn't land within terrain.
The new one you can, or can you not? That is the question. We are trying to figure that out right now.
Caradron.
Is that a command trait? No, it's a...
More than 9 inches from enemy units and more than 1 inch from terrain. And is that the new or
Fly
the
high.
old book? Because now we have a
More
conspirate.
than one from all terrain.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we do have one more.
That is correct.
Good to know. Good to know. Thank you very much for raising that question. As we saw him trying to place the boat on top of the terrain piece.
Yeah, but it didn't. I don't know if it was Sebastian pointing out that.
Most likely, Sebastian is good at the game. He's very good at reading the rules and stuff. He's good at the theory hammer. So I would not be surprised if he knew that. And thank you very much to our Danish friend, absolutely, sabotaging Swedish players. You're keeping us in check, that's good. That is positive.
It's a lot of
measuring.
There
from
is a lot of
Christian.
measuring because he kind of feels pushed out now of all the good opportunities.
And he has to consider not only this turn but all the coming turns.
Definitely, he has to position himself somewhere where he can keep the momentum. Because if Sebastian can just keep pushing him out and keeping him from the objectives, he's not going to score.
And as soon as he leaves, I don't know, not until turn 3 perhaps, but for turn 4, then Sebastian could reach those 10 Orcanotes.
Oh yes.
And threaten that objective for another 2 points.
Especially if the Slick Blade Seekers are still there.
Yeah, he's got 2 left of them, right?
They could rally up.
Yeah, and yeah.
If there's 3 or 4 of them.
He tried this turn and failed, and he gets more opportunities to do that. That is correct.
We also have the mask there as well, ready to pounce.
But Sebastian failing that desecrate the lands does give Christian an opening. Cause
it does.
It's the difference between being behind 10 or 5 points behind and 3 points behind. In this sense, he has reasonable expectations to be able to score 5 points, which puts him in the lead. If he does so, but I don't think he should.
I'm not sure about the 5 points.
Yeah, that puts him, and then he needs to disembark.
He has to disembark. If it's that's one more hero going.
Yeah, for the bonus point of controlling with it. So it's a risk, but he can. So so perhaps 4 points then for 1-2 and a battle tactics.
But then he would have to. He would have to land where I don't think he can reach the epitome that well. While also, because you have the mask there and then you have the seekers at the bottom, I think they're pretty boxed out. So you might have a hard time both being able to get onto the objective and taking out both those heroes.
Yeah, that is correct. Let's see how he's on command points. He should be on 3 command points by now. Or perhaps even more.
Did we get a report on which battle tactic he has chosen here?
I don't think he has chosen one.
Oh, maybe he hasn't chosen. He's still at the start of Hero Phase, so he's just trying to figure everything out now.
Yeah. But this is really crucial. So same way it was good for Sebastian to take.
So much thinking. So.
Yeah, I mean, Sebastian more or less, he spent a lot more time considering whether he should take this prior to go first in second battle round, or than he did moving the models in the second battle round.
That is true.
Rolling his dice and everything.
And now Christian is really considering his options here because the options are there's no obvious solution to this. He has to just go pick a tactic.
Yeah.
Pick a game plan and just stick with it.
Yeah, and I mean, player that gets overloaded, that would be a risk for myself, for example. So I can't see this. I don't know how this will end.
No.
Then I'll just go for the short term, score maximum points here, which a player like Sebastian can utilize. So
definitely.
Okay, you're scoring a lot of points right now, but really sort of break the back of my game plan.
Oh yes. Because all you need to do is to expose one weakness, one thing you didn't think about, and if you're meeting a skilled opponent that can see that and has a flexible game plan, they can really adjust to that.
My guess would be that he now picks Desecrate the Lands for that formation up in the upper left corner, but we'll get confirmation.
Yes, that would be
pointed
something.
to that direction.
And that is exactly what happened. That was a very good prediction, and it makes total sense.
He pointed to that. So, but that's something he can sort of put in the bag. But that means he can score 3 points.
Yeah, that's 3 points. That's all he's going to get this turn.
Yeah, but that's what Sebastian got as well.
Sure, it is because of that failed battle tactic. So that might be something he's going to feel for the rest of the game.
Yeah, that absolutely is something that can lose Sebastian's game. Okay, so no extras command points.
Yeah, no, they both fairly heroic actions.
Oh yeah, he gets to do 2, but different ones. So Since he goes second in the battle round, Christian gets to do 2 heroic actions with.
I think Christian will win now off this turn. No, but that's it. He can still double. Yeah, the thing is, he does need a double though to break through.
Absolutely.
In a way.
So, but will he use this to? He'll kill the top, those 2 remaining.
Yeah, and he might reach the Blizz Barbs with some of the attacks. I'm thinking the Thunderers might reach them. Not
What's the
sure.
range? There's 18.
I believe it's 18, so maybe he can get there. But
Seems a bit far, actually.
yeah, that is.
Can we zoom into the top right, left corner?
Let's see if we can check here what we can see up here.
So he'll be on the far side of that 9-inch stick.
Yeah,
Could be actually.
could be. That is within 18. It's not unthinkable. That would be rough. I don't really know why the Blizzbarbs would have to be that close there that it would be shootable. But that could really be a bad thing for Sebastian if that happened, if he does reach them.
I'm not sure he does skill 22 of them though, since he is on -1 to hit. And that should
Can
cut
he
out about the
Is he outside of 3 of the objective?
but he only needs to be outside of 1, so.
Okay, so he's supposed to be just at the 3 mark.
Yeah, of course.
But he has to be outside of 1 for.
But inside of 3, so he can, if he loses the Thunders.
So here we have the disembark. But it still has to be out. Is the disembark outside of 9 as well, or is it not outside of 3? It's simply outside of 3, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So
outside of
that
3.
way he's getting some extra range on his Thunders, and I think they will reach the Blizzbarbs. But maybe not all of them. I don't know. We'll see. Because that's a lot of models to fit there. That is a tight space.
Yeah, that's
There's a lot of the.
15 Thunders in that block.
Yeah. He has some mortars though. And he has some other cannons. And deck sweepers, yes. No, he has the fumigators too, so he has all of it. So that is actually just 3 regular shots with 18-inch. 3 regular guns. Because the deck sweeper and the fumigators do not have the ridge for that. They are 12-inch, I believe.
Yep, that is correct.
But then they have the cannon and the rifle is 18, and the mortar is also 18. Right. So, but the cannons is the big one.
Interesting. Really. I'm not.
We'll have to see how much you can reach now.
Yeah. It's more about the range than anything else.
Yeah, it's all about how much can get to those Blizzbarbs.
But he is on a 4-up to hit.
Oh, that looks like there's a lot of them though. It is you're right. It is a 4-up to hit. He can still make that a 3-up.
It makes that a 3-up, but that means that instead of a 2-up, he gets a 3-up.
That is a big difference.
Yeah, that's a 50% increase in misses, and that's a lot.
No, that's actually a 100% increase in misses.
Going from 2 misses per dice to 3.
Sorry?
Going from 2 misses per die roll to 3 misses.
No, from a 2-up to a 3-up. That's from 1 to 2.
Yeah, that's a. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry,
So,
yeah,
yeah.
that's correct. I was thinking, yeah.
Yes, exactly.
I'll put a 3-up to 4-up. That's my reasoning. Yeah, that's a doubling of the amount of misses. That is correct. But you can't take the 6.
I mean,
Jesper,
Yeah.
do you take the 6?
do you take the 6?
Depends on the situation.
You always say no.
No, you don't always say no.
No.
Now that Sebastian is up at 12 at least, so he's -1 to hit, you can give him up till 35
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the 24 breakpoint isn't that much of a deal. So you have the first step. You don't want to reach the 12 if you can manage to stay away from that.
Exactly.
And once you hit the 12, you want to keep. You're happy with him until he reaches 36.
I'm seeing some dice rolling here now.
Yeah.
So
He wouldn't be on 12 if he didn't deny the 6 and take both the wounds and the depravity, which killed the riggers.
yep.
He's shooting at what now? It's on the bliss barbs, is
I
it?
think it's the Seeker, maybe.
I was just looking at
Or-
Sebastian putting down his die.
Oh, it's the Bliss Barbs.
Yeah.
The Bliss Barbs are being shot at now, yeah. And that's what I was thinking too, that they are... you shouldn't have put them that far to the side.
There's bliss barbs.
Yeah.
But at the same time, in this way, Sebastian was threatening more of the top left objective. And he needs to get closer to, and it's horribly bad, horribly hard to.
Yes, of
move
course.
that
I'm
correct.
just thinking he could have moved them farther up instead to try to keep them more
But then would
centralized.
be more closer to the 11 list barbs, and risk being shot, making Christian able to shoot at both those units at the same time.
Yeah, I'm not sure he would have been able to reach them that much because.
Is that amount of dead bliss barbs?
Oh, that is not. Oh yeah, that's
13 bliss barbs
dead.
dead.
Oof.
It's 9 remaining.
It's 9 remaining. He has to get a good rally there.
Yep. But I mean, well, to begin with, he needs to pass his battle shock. So that's. I mean, that's still 9 remaining. It's an
still
okay
9.
loss.
But we still have the. Has the iron? Was that the ironclad shooting or was it the
Thunderers.
Thunderers? That is the question. It's probably the Thunderers. I think they were looking at the Thunderers, but yeah, it was the Thunderers because you saw some shots at the. Yeah. Because you saw them shoot out the Seekers as well.
The front one to deny the Thunderers they're
Yeah.
shooting. At least that's what I would do.
Yeah.
And we have seen the two. What was that?
The Seekers,
Yeah,
Liquid
the
Seekers,
Seekers.
they were taken out by
Yeah.
the short range shooting. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, more Blitzbarbs dying from the Ironclad, I suppose. Yep. Oh, there's only 3 left. He really.
That means it's a 19 dice rally.
Yep, just an inspiring presence on this. 19 dice rally. Yep, that's an inspiring presence, I think.
And that's 3 points.
Yep, exactly. That is what we saw there.
And I suppose it's 3 points for.
Yep, that should be
Christian.
3 points.
Okay, if Sebastian
roll-off
can wins the roll-off,
Christian won the priority. Ooh,
that's
this
big for
is-
him.
This is big.
Christian won that
Now we
priority.
can really capitalize on this momentum here.
Yeah.
This is rougher for Sebastian now.
It is. He can.
He can
I don't know.
focus
Yeah. Perhaps he'll move the Thunders up to be able to take out the epitome and
Yeah.
grab that center objective. But
I
he.
don't think he's going to have enough left after this turn. The shooting
could
is
be.
too deadly.
I'm not sure.
I think that, as we're saying, the double turn when you start shooting and you shoot twice in a row, that damage is
It's
devastating.
really important, but I wouldn't call it yet.
No?
But on the other hand, we have one match being done.
Yeah, we do have a match completed here.
Yeah. It's Stormcast versus Philip Wallen. He plays
That would be
what?
is it the core?
Korn?
Maybe? I'm not sure.
Let's have a look.
Or if that was Spanish.
Alexis Filip Skoglund. Sorry.
Okay, Skoglund. Yeah, okay, yeah. So then it's Soulblight. It's Soulblight. Yes.
Stormcast versus Soulblight, and it is a resounding win for Soulblight.
For Soulblight, yes. Interesting. That was table 3.
Which puts, at the moment, Filip Skoglund in the lead of the Swedish Masters.
Doing well. Soulblight seem to be a very stable army here. So we can see here that, of course, Christian took the turn. He had no choice.
Absolutely not.
And he's gone mobilize the fleet for the battle tactic. That means that he has to pop his guys back in the ironclad.
And if he disembarked those 2 characters, then he has 3.
Yeah. So those they all have to stay embarked in the ironclad this turn. That's why he also disembarked all 3 and then re-embarked them again.
Yeah.
That is a good plan, definitely.
And he also.
We also had a finest hour on the controlled
epitome.
epitome. Yes.
This is correct.
Did we have any rally on the Blitzbarbs? No.
No rally on the Blitzbarb, that is correct.
I would have rallied.
I wonder if Sebastian forgot that.
Yeah, because I think he needs all the bodies he can get at this point.
Yeah. And he does not want that ironclad to just sort of...
Like, he has to have something there.
Yeah, and just shoot sort of carefree, being able to shoot it out. And denying them the ability to grow back. But I think Christian should need to go for 5 points this turn. But it's difficult, still difficult for him.
Yeah, but he might not have to go for 5. He can just go for the 3.
Well, it depends on Sebastian's ability to threaten those 10 Orkanauts at his top left corner.
Yeah.
And well, yeah, that's not easy to do. They aren't harmless with their shooting either.
Yeah.
Correct.
And you do have the mask threatening the objective in the back too.
All out defense on the Blitzbarbs, those
in the middle
unit
there.
of 11. Yeah. What? Oh no!
Yeah, I don't
see the iron.
Yeah, we can zoom in a bit here.
Well, I mistook it for terrain in my head. Yeah, there it is.
Things happening here.
Oh, yeah, they should probably die.
I don't think they'll survive that at all. They are going. It depends on how much it's going to shoot at
we
the
saw this setup. That's true, of course.
Yeah,
this is 16 being killed by, 19 being killed. So this is half that amount, more or less.
Yeah, this is like so much damage going into them. But as you said here, yeah, he's not going for the 5 points. He's going for the 3. But he might try a charge. If he does get it, he will try to charge the epitome for sure, and try to get onto the objective, score the extra point.
But that boat is still only 2 balls, and he's got the mask over there, which means that he won't get the objective if he charges the epitome.
That is true. Unless he can take out.
Even if he kills it, unless he can take them both
the
out.
mask as well. Yes, he might be able to shoot out the mask and then charge the epitome.
Yeah, but that's a rather long charge.
I said it is a 9-inch charge. That is true. But if the mask goes now, then Sebastian is out of threats for the rear objective. Oh, okay. So the shooting is on the epitome.
The epitome is being shot. It's on a 4-up save.
Yep.
Interesting. Oh, and 6 saves, right? To be made. 4 ups, and that's 2 failed. And, 4 damage. How many wounds does he have?
I believe it's 8 or 9 or something.
Yeah.
7. It could be 7. Yes.
37, yeah.
Could be 7 actually. Yes.
2 5s and that's a dead epidemic.
But let's see if it does come back. Right?
Yep. No, he must have failed that.
No, he must have failed it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he had a 5-up ward on that epitome.
Yeah.
No. Are we... It is a control.
Yeah, definitely. And that's what he was.
Both the 5-up ward.
He did roll the 3 now. Yeah.
Interesting.
So I'm
Did
guessing
he
that-
roll all the 5-ups as well? For the Griff Feather?
So fell charge. Okay.
Failed charge of the boat.
Yep, fell charge.
Did he look? Or, yeah, did... Oh... Did the boat shut down the wards?
Oh, it does that too now. Does it? That is rough. We have the 3 victory
And
points.
we have 3 points to Christian.
Yeah.
Puts him in an 11-8 lead. If that boat could deny the ward saves for the epitome, that will explain, because the Fueled by Gurish Rage is a ward save.
Oh, it is a ward save.
Yeah. It says ward
That is rough. That is, of
Got a
course,
sting
very-
to not be at 10 points, but be at 8.
Yeah.
For
So here's the question now. Does he go to try to take the far objective? Just to score those 2 points if he can take out all of those Arcanauts? But I'm not
what?
sure he can do it.
He
I don't
only
know.
has the mask that
Yeah,
can reach
he has
over
the
it.
mask. That's what it's there for. Going in and fucking shit up, right?
Yeah.
Pretty much what they say, right? We'll see.
Yep.
Well, this is going to be-
Should Sebastian manage to do this, then he sort of regains those 2 lost points.
Yep. Oh, we have eye for an eye as well. Yeah, he's
So
going
he
all
could-
in on the
yeah,
on
he
these
could
arcs.
score 7 points then,
Yep.
and yeah, that puts him in a good lead.
Yep.
Not
Buffing up like crazy. Might be
Necessarily,
finest hour there.
he would be 4 points up, sure, but he would also force Christian to take 3 objectives back. He can only sort of
And
either
if
deny
he gets the double back again,
yeah.
that's another turn scoring without
Yeah.
Christian getting. So it's actually not over at all here. Okay, so you got another command point there.
One of the Thunderers have
Yeah, one
come
thunder was
back.
rallied. Yeah.
And we have another result coming in.
Another result coming in here. So this is Viking versus Philip. There's Philip Wall. There we go.
Yeah, and that's the Fire Slayers, right?
And that is Fire Slays exactly. And Viking was playing the ogres, wasn't it? Is that it?
So,
Could that be true? Did I remember correctly?
there we have it. And Viking
Yes,
was a...
the
yeah.
Ogre Mod Tribes versus Fire Slayers is what I'll place. Yeah. And that was a major win for Philip.
It's good. So Philip is on 2 wins and a loss after this.
He wins and a loss. So what are we looking at here now?
Would really be interesting. It's definitely gonna be the top. The winner will be the sort of the one with the 5 wins at the end of it. But since we have only 6 players and not 8 at 3 wins
Yep.
or 2 wins of the second round, will be down to a sort of a more tight race for the podium.
We do. We are.
Let's see how it goes.
Since the major and minor wins are different.
2 out for 1.
Yeah. Could end up with.
Yara knows all about that stuff.
So the contest for that second place could be decided by tiebreakers from resulting from the second tables and stuff like that.
Very much so, yes.
Okay. Can it do anything about the Ironclad?
I don't think so, no.
There's still no rally of the 3 bliss barbs down there. Why not? There's 19 dice. Even if it's a 6-up rally, that's still
Sure,
3 or 4 bliss
he kind of
barbs.
needs to get this double to start doing stuff back. Oh, there has been 5 wounds on the Ironclad so far. That is something.
Yeah, there's something, but can those 4 Seekers do anything without except dying by shot?
He'd have to get the double and rally back some bliss barbs.
But then he should have started rallying last turn.
Yeah, I don't know what
there's
happened
2
there.
rallied.
Why are the bliss barbs not being rallied?
Well, perhaps he forgot.
Or he really wants to use the command points on other things, mainly for the mask at this moment. That's why he tried to get an extra CP there, and I think he failed that one.
What's the attacks of the mask? There's no champion on the. Ooh, that could be it, of course.
Yeah, and he doesn't have, but he did have the epitome
Yeah,
nearby last turn,
yeah.
and he didn't rally.
Then he could have been.
done that.
Out of command points by then.
And the bliss barbs are just standing there now. Aren't they doing anything?
Ah well.
You could run them closer to the hero to rally next time.
He did not go for the finest hour on the mask, so
I don't know why he didn't do that.
instead he went for another command point. So that's also a more spread out tactic.
Yeah,
Especially if he plans to use an all-out attack,
yeah.
then just instead of rolling for another command point, you could choose not to do that. Something like
The finest hour is for your wound rolls. Too.
Yeah, but still.
But it's still an extra
It depends
plus
on your
one.
profile, of course,
Yeah.
but mostly it's sort of
Yeah,
equivalent buffs
yeah,
depending on your profile.
absolutely, like value-wise.
Yeah, and you get the extra plus
And
1 to
especially-
save as well,
and
which is good.
Definitely. Oh, so that was it. That was a failed charge, I'm guessing. And then Christian won the priority. I think it's over now. This is it.
Yeah.
Now there's no more scoring to be done.
Oof.
And the fact that he failed his charges with his charge with the mask.
He didn't kill anything. He failed another battle.
He failed
tactic.
another battle tactic.
He scored 3 points.
2
It's
points
not
even.
good for Sebastian.
It's only two. It's only
all.
2 points that he scored because he didn't have a hero on the objective anymore.
Ah, yeah, that's
So
true.
that's only 2 points scored
For Sebastian.
for Sebastian.
Yeah, that's.
And that's it.
With that win, without getting both failing the charge and failing the double turn. Yeah, United Offense.
We have United
That
Offense as the
one.
battle tactic. Yes.
That's
So that's just jumping out with those little dwarfs and then running for that objective. And he's gonna just do that.
For battle tactics' sakes, they are jumping out of that boat and into that boat
Yeah.
and getting out of it again.
They're just going up and down.
They're on some sort of maneuver.
Yep. It's a good exercise here. The stubby little legs.
Doing disembarkation and embarkation training.
Yep.
He needs to be able to put both of them on
Yep.
that.
He does need to get both of them onto the objective. That is true. And there we go.
Good. And now just kill everything.
Yeah. Now it's just to clear the board. That's all he needs to do. And I think that's it. And I think that both players have realized this at this point.
Yeah.
That Christian just has to roll some dice to take those balls off the board. So we're also hearing here that poor Sebastian is feeling a bit heartbroken here. He went over to sit by Jesper and ask for some consolation here. We can see there is we should switch over there and we can. He's just having a seat there.
Sebastian.
Lamenting his sorrows, asking for some comforting words as things just didn't go his way.
Christian is mopping up.
Yeah, he can just sit back and watch as his models are being taken off the board. That's pretty much what's gonna happen now.
Yeah, and
but he did have the opportunities there if he would just gotten those prior rolls that he needed when he needed them. And as we can see here, that we're being told in chat, not using Bellacore turn 1 could be what actually caused all this.
sounds like we are full of critical questions of Sebastian more than anything here. We should ask him if he is willing to come on the stream for an interview in a while.
We will definitely ask him
But be
about what
nice
happened
to
there.
him, though.
But we will definitely be nice to him. But yeah, see, we also see that Rodemaris agents was telling us here not to use Bellacore first turn. But then he has to be in a place where he isn't dying first turn. At this point, he was very exposed. And
It's a bit rough to know that, really. 19-inch move for the boat.
19-inch move for the boat here.
So you can just go for the bottom objective.
Yep. It's being boosted for that. Trying to raise Bliss Barbs a bit here. But as we were saying, yes, speaking of the Bellacore, the thing about that, is mainly that after Bellacore has used his ability, it doesn't remove him from play.
No.
He's still a big monster running around, chopping things up, right?
Well,
so even
sort of chopping things up.
Yeah.
I haven't been that impressed by his output.
I understand that. But then he could at least threaten his home objective there, because the only thing that was there was those 10 Arcanauts.
It's quite hard to.
He could have gone in and taken that objective. Two more of the Bliss Barb.
There's still one stubborn Bliss Barb remaining. Well, yeah. I'm not sure if it would have been. It's hard to sort of see what the way the game would have played out if he would have did Dark Master on the Ironclad. I mean, if he'd done that, then perhaps that Ironclad could have gone up in the middle and take out the sort of. I don't know what it would, or just remain.
Yeah,
just not
like
do
just preventing
stuff.
shooting if possible, whatever you could, keeping it from moving, keeping it from doing stuff like that.
And Bellacore wasn't sure to die just because he didn't use Dark Master.
I don't think you can deal in absolutes when it comes to Bellacore. You kind of have to expect the worst when you're using Bellacore many times. Because if you don't, the worst will happen. That is kind of like Murphy's Law here.
Yeah, that's true.
I think that is something that you often see. You don't see Bellacore maybe used quite as much as you used to a while back.
But he used to be more survivable in.
But he used to be more survivable, especially in the Legion of the First Prince.
Yeah.
But not using him will be so devastating because that's so many points spent on nothing happening.
Absolutely. The way it turned out, then absolutely, it would have been better to use him than not, of course.
But even like if it wouldn't have happened, Bellacore might not have survived charging something, even if he would have survived, right?
Yeah.
That means that he's just gonna have to sit there and wait for another turn. Not charging into anything because he died from the Unleash.
Yeah.
And then he's wasted anyway. Then you have to wait for another time to use that just in case they get the double. And even so, it's not a given that it's going to stop things from shooting. But if you could mitigate the first turn, that could have done stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. It could have. Or it could have done nothing, but sure,
mainly because he was in a good position to threaten the objective that would score him 2 victory points. I think that is a key factor here that would make it worth it.
That is true. And I mean, Christian lost absolutely nothing by moving up there. He lost nothing in positioning. He lost nothing in.
Yeah.
So let's see. Well, yeah, we're talking about other stuff than the board at the moment.
Yeah, because there's not much happening on the
The
board.
Seekers have been removed by the Thunders.
Like everything is being just picked up the board.
Now the Lord of Pain is getting missiles.
Yeah, Seeker's gone. The Lord of Pain is getting some missile launcher shot at him here. I don't see him surviving either. And then it's just a mask left.
The Arcanauts, have they even been shooting?
I think so, yes, because it has received the all-out defense earlier.
Ah, yeah, that's true.
So I believe the mask survived the shooting from the Arcanauts. Maybe he can score a last battle tactic if he's lucky with it, but that's about it. Oh no, he's been shot at now, okay.
I'm not sure what battle tactic he could use, to be honest.
No idea either, if there's anything available.
He burned the eye for an eye for an eye.
Yeah, he did burn eye for an eye. Maybe there is... No, there's nothing with the collision. There could be some sort in the book. I do not know the book ones by heart, so... That would be about it. Not so much. Also,
Wait, what? I almost get the feeling that Sebastian did more than one mistake.
yes,
We have the Bellator thing, and then
missing
there's
Desecrate,
the lands, and then
and not getting that. That of course, that could just be bad luck. The last one not getting it, but he was in a position where that amount of bad luck would just be devastating. So we do have gaining momentum.
So let's see if.
So he's just trying to do it with the mask.
This time, then.
Yeah, he's just trying to do it this time around. Maybe he got the finest hour now? We healed it up instead. Okay, so he did some heroic recovery there.
So Christian should be on 16 points after scoring 5 points with a united offense. And controlling that center objective with it.
Yep.
Well, yeah, if he manages to do that, he scores 4 points, Sebastian.
Yep.
If he claims that objective. And that's, it's not nothing.
Plus his own home objectives, that's 5 points.
That's 5 points. That's true. Put him on 1 point, 1 point behind.
And then if he can do it again next turn, he can still score well. I'm not sure it will be enough, but... The mask is in, here comes the Unleash. It has to survive the Unleash.
Yeah, I wonder if Sebastian had kept that Lord of Pain far back behind.
Yeah.
Ah, no, the Iron Clad can take
The
it.
idea here is to threaten the center objective, but I don't know how he's supposed to do it.
No, I
Maybe
was
a
just
summon or
thinking
something?
if he could keep that Lord of Pain on his own home objective
Yeah.
to score 5 points, and said if he wins prior to turn 5,
It doesn't matter at this point because,
he can
As
take
soon-
that and score another 5 points.
but as soon as it's Christian's turn, that Lord of Pain is dead. It doesn't matter where it is. So I think he's trying to get to the middle objective with it to do something with it. Oh,
The
that is
Lord
a
of
12
Pain
inch
did a
charge.
12
And
inch charge.
he doesn't have an Unleash now because they've already used the Unleash.
That's sneaky.
That is very sneaky. Let's go, Lord of Pain.
What can you do against 15 Thunders and an Admiral and a
I
Chemist?
wonder. That seems desperate, but we'll see what happens.
It's a tall order.
Yeah.
Definitely is a tall order. Oh, another result.
We have another result here coming in here. Let's go see if we can find the table. So we have
Björn versus Thomas.
yes,
on
Björn
table
and Thomas
12.
on table 12. And there we have, so Björn was playing Slaves of Darkness, and Thomas was playing Seraphon. And we have a win for Seraphon. Thomas, major victory. So, where are we starting now?
Looks like Admiral is starting.
It looks like the mask has fought, but whiffed pretty bad and just killed 2 Arcanauts, which is rough. He is in big trouble there now. That is it. That was his last Hail Mary.
Yeah.
Didn't do it.
Didn't do it, so.
We have some Thunderers fighting.
Puts him on a score of 1 instead of a 5, and no chance to sort of get another 5. And
it's really over now. That was the last hurrah, the last Hail Mary.
It was.
It did not work out. Lord of Pain survived the beating from the Thunderers. Gets to fight back a bit. Oh, wow. It was one of the heroes. It was one of the heroes hitting him, and they bounced back some mortal wound there. So we have some saves here. 5 saves. Taking some damage in on which target? Is it one of the heroes, or is it the Thunderers? Doesn't really matter. One of the heroes, I assume. Yeah. So we got 5 out of the 6 wounds caused to the Admiral.
In a true Slaneshi fashion.
True Slaneshi fashion, just keeping them alive.
Yeah.
Making them suffer.
It's not death they're meant to deal out, it's pain.
Exactly. It's all about the pain.
Yeah. I think most of these rolls are made for giggles.
Yeah. There's nothing left to consider here, to be honest. I don't think there's any battle tactic he can score, Sebastian, even if he gets the priority for turn 5.
Oh.
So it's pretty much over.
I mean, sure.
Yeah, there's no way that Lord Pain is surviving.
Christian will want to score a battle tactic.
Yeah. He'll probably find something he can score.
Yeah. Interesting game in its own right.
Definitely interesting.
As a sort of a completely different game than the last game.
Yes,
this
very
is
different.
Very much more determined in the top rounds. And I mean, just the fact that we saw both of those players letting their time run down while they sit down and decide on the coming action. It's a sure way to know that we are seeing good players in action.
Oh yes, definitely. These players know what their army does. They know how to use it.
Yeah.
So there's no question about how they proceed when they have their battle plan. And that's why it goes quickly.
It's a dead mask.
That's a very dead mask from the Arcanauts too.
And exactly, the question for the players aren't really to find the options, but to weigh the options.
Exactly. And then just go through the motions. And there's a board wipe. So that is all.
Yeah, it is.
Now it's just about scoring the battle tactic for Christian. That's the only question here.
Yeah, he should decide for one to it should be an available one.
Yeah, as long as they can find one here, you can do. Probably going to be able to find one. And the prio, it looks like Christian has it, if I saw it correctly here. Yeah, you can see the 6 here.
Christian won the last prio.
Yeah, he won a lot of prio.
And that is,
so
of course, a very deciding factor.
Oh, yes. Most definitely.
I believe that Sebastian could have made this game turn in a different direction.
Yeah, if you had the prior rolls, you still had a chance with the right things happening, but he never got that chance.
Yeah, and And if you lose all of the priorities, well, yeah, against the KO army, that is rough.
That is rough. That is very rough indeed.
Oh. Yeah, should we have a chat? See how they dishearten. I don't think that's any real disheartenment among the players.
No. I mean, this is how the game works as well. When you have two of these very kind of glass cannon-y builds where you don't have a lot of.
That's
a handshake. We have a handshake. Yeah. Very good. And that is all, folks, for this day of Warhammer. We still have some games, like a lot of games here to finish up. We don't have a lot of them recorded yet, because as we predicted, this was a quick game. We still have an hour left on the clock at least. So
yeah, we can stick around for a while.
We will definitely stick around for a while here. We will check out exactly what happens around the tables. Look around. We will talk a bit with the players. Yeah, just keep you guys company. I think that's the plan.
Yeah, actually, if you keep here and you can answer where you can find the.
Yes. You are going to go and find folks.
Yeah.
Yes.
See if I can do some sort of interviews.
So, yes, Loves of Harmony. The stats for the tournament, all the pairings, the lists, the standings, and everything is in Exen, as linked there by Bobbin. Thank you very much in chat.
We have another result.
And we have another result here from Jesper coming here.
It's last year's winner, Konstantinos Kellos, playing Dick Weimer. Korn versus Nurgle. What a better fight can you ever find? Konstantinos finished the game with completing 5 battle tactic and grand strategy, getting 32 points in total. And this is one of the missions where you can actually go higher than 28.
Yeah.
So that's a great job from him. Dick, on the other hand, didn't fare so well in this game.
Unfortunately, no.
He managed to get 1 battle tactic turned to eye for an eye after being almost destroyed already. And he had a double after that to get 2 points more, and after that he was off the table.
Yeah.
1 battle tactic, no grand, and 10 victory points in total only.
So resounding victory for Konstantinos there.
And here is the result for the...
And we have the streaming result very much indeed here. So as we haven't really updated it here, but the end score will definitely be 24-11.
To 11?
Yes, as we saw.
24-11.
The last point gained there in turn 4.
And battle tactic for Sebastian
And the last battle tactic was not written down here. Oh, Sebastian didn't.
He couldn't. He was wiped.
He was wiped. But we haven't gotten the last battle tactic written here. Maybe he didn't do one actually.
He must be.
No, because he only took the 5 points at the end.
Points.
So we actually didn't get. He didn't have a battle tactic to complete there at the end, Christian.
Cunning, desecrate, mobilize, united. Well,
He didn't have anything.
cool. So I
doable.
failed.
So that is a failed one. But still, for battle tactics, 24 points. Not a problem at all. Christian did definitely win.
Christian wins.
Can perhaps just hop over to somewhere else? I'll see you. We just want to have a little bit look around the venue, maybe? We have it. As you guys can see, the games are still going strong on a lot of tables. We still have an hour left to play. And people seem to be in high spirits, even though they might be a bit tired. Looks like we are ready for some interviews here, so we are gonna cut back to the studio. And we are back with Sebastian. Hi,
Hello.
Sebastian. So, tell us, how are you feeling now?
Like the worst player in the history of Warhammer.
Oh, you're being too hard on yourself.
No. The thing is, I was planning on running another list, but when I checked my bag, I was missing some figures, so I had to change it.
Yeah, we heard that.
Yeah.
That is devastating.
It was. So I tilted a bit, and one mistake led to another, and it cascaded from there.
It's understandable that once you get out of balance, it's very easy to just slip and fall.
But like my deployment was bad. My first turn was arguably worse, and
I mean, the first turn was like the one where you did the most, though. However, there was some things that really didn't.
Yeah, a couple of mistakes.
Pan out there.
In hindsight, I probably should have Bellacor's turn one.
Yes, and that's pretty much what we've been saying to, especially considering where he was positioned, ready to attack the home objective, take those 2 victory points early on, because you would have a monster rampaging around there. As long as he didn't get to do that movement shenanigan.
Yeah, but like I said, I tilted a bit, and Christian was a great player. So
Yeah, he just kept his head cool. Really took the time he needed to make those decisions. But you did a good job screening him off there with what little you had at the end of round 2 there.
I had to button up my shirt and can I salvage this?
I mean, you had a couple of times where we were saying that if you can just do this, if you can just get this priority, he might be able to just get the
that
points
many
there.
Priorities.
But that was the thing, you never got those priorities.
No.
And the uphill was just too big for you.
Yeah, so it is what it is. But,
It is what it is, but you did put in a hell of a fight, I think.
I tried at least.
You did try, and you also, it was really cool to see how you kind of improvised and you tried to adapt and seeing like, okay, so now this has to happen. Okay, now I'll have to go for this, and you just got more and more desperate measures, right?
There were Hail Mary after Hail Mary.
Exactly, and it was just
the
Hail
dice
Mary
weren't
more.
really on my side.
No, they were not, unfortunately,
But it was a fun game.
It was a fun game,
Yep.
and it was also quite different to what we've seen before here. It's when you have these 2 really deadly shooting armies that they can't take a punch, but damn can they deal one.
They can. But that said, I have 2 wins, 1 loss. I'm pretty happy.
Oh
with
yeah,
that.
that is, I mean, a really good first day at the Swedish Masters, where we have arguably most of the top players, or a very, very good
there are
amount
lots
of
good players here.
a very, very good amount of high-skilled players, high-ranking players who have been
Not counting me.
exactly. You are definitely one of them, so don't try me. But we also have so the skill level is very high here. It's higher than we would have on a standard 2-day tournament in many cases. So just being able to stay at that level is impressive.
Sure is. But that said, with some, hopefully I'll dodge the Soulblight list for tomorrow.
Yeah, the Soulblight lists are a doozy.
They are.
They
but,
are a
Christian
doozy.
can have them. That's fine by me.
Well, his Rend is going to struggle against those dragons, so that would be interesting to see as well. And they do tear a hole in those boats.
They do.
This could definitely be very interesting. We have a lot of good armies still left in the mix. Mostly anything can happen. It's been super great having you here.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for stopping by. Any last words? Anything you want to say about this game or anything else?
Nah, not really.
Not really.
It
You
is
just
what
want
it
to go drown your sorrows,
Yeah, something like that.
take a breath, take
See
a
you all in
breather.
the bar.
See you in the bar. That sounds a good idea.
Thank you so much.
Good night. Bye. And Eric is back.
Yeah. I've been having a look around. There's a lot of games going on.
There's still a lot of games going.
And I'm thinking that perhaps I should use this time. So Christian was away packing up some stuff.
Sure thing.
But could get Andreas for an interview.
Let's do that. I'm gonna grab him for you.
Yeah, and see how his experience being a table boss has been.
Because it's a first for him,
Yep.
being a table boss. So perhaps you guys can just sit and have a little bit of a chat.
Yeah.
And I'm sure I'll be right back here then.
Yeah. See if we can see Christian again as well. Here comes Christian. You did the interview with Sebastian. We could do that with Christian as well. I think it's better to connect.
You say so?
Yeah.
Sure, let's do that. Go ahead. Have a seat. I can do this. That's fine. It's fine. Doesn't matter. Let's go. So, Christian,
Yes.
are you able to breathe?
Yeah, it's very hot. Very hot on the streaming table.
Yeah, and especially with all the pressure.
Yeah,
Oh, that was.
mostly the lamp, but yes.
Yeah, I get that. It was a tense game because
Yeah, the first.
it was all on the needle's edge, very much there.
Yeah, exactly. The first one. I think I don't know how long I fought in my hero phase, but it was the first and second hero phase was very long because I had to set up my whole turn.
Exactly, and you have to kind of like formulate the whole plan ahead of time because what you do in a hero phase, that is almost all of your turn. Then it's just rolling the dice, going through the motion.
The second turn I had like one move, which was mostly my ironclad, so it was mostly okay where am I going to put it.
Yeah. And you had the time to do it because you guys are both super effective players. You're very efficient. You know what you're doing. Once you've set your mind to something, you just go through motions, and we saw that. And that's a sure telltale sign of routine. Like players with a lot of routine, with a lot of experience. These people know what the game is. They know their armies, and we can see that. So it also makes the games very interesting because we at the same time we have to speculate what's going through your mind.
Okay, yeah.
After you've already planned everything, and that is very interesting to see, and I think it's really cool how you see kind of the plan form, and we see it just take more and more action, and you can see that everything takes form in a way that all makes sense afterwards for everyone else watching. It's really cool.
I think that I mostly just watch my thunderers remove stuff.
Yeah.
I'm mostly just you point at something and then you roll some dice and whatever. It doesn't matter what stats they have. They usually just die.
That is true. They are a menace right now. Yes, that is true. So, how were your thoughts going into this about your deployment? What were your thoughts on Bellacore? Did you have any?
No, it's mostly I need a 1-drop so I can against his list because I can go first.
Definitely.
So I was kind of surprised when he didn't Bellacore me. So then.
Yeah, you were expecting it.
Yeah, I would. Based on that he plays it very far forward, so I thought he would put pressure on my home objective and just Bellacore my boats.
Exactly.
And I now was prepared that if it does that, I need to push into his home objective.
Exactly.
But then he didn't do that, and then was mostly that I think I got a really nice position after turn one.
Yes.
His army was up trying to handle my frigates, which is basically just a missile I send in and just say you have to deal with this, and all my good stuff are down here and you can't touch them.
Exactly.
So it's pretty nice that it took turn 2 as well, because it felt in turn 2 that if he gave it to me, I had a spot I think up between his two bliss barbs, then I would have eradicated everything, and then he had to take it and he couldn't really do anything.
No, he could just keep you away as much as he could.
And suddenly I had double turn pressure which happened then in turn 2 to 3.
That double turn when you get to actually shoot those 2 turns, that is devastating when you're shooting armies like that. Because what we were talking about also was your home objective. All you had was the 10 Arcanons.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So if the Bellacore would have stopped the Ironclad from coming there, that would have been rough.
Yeah, that would have been really bad.
Because then you have a Bellacore standing there, just taking those guys out.
My idea was basically that I will go here, I put something here, so you need to push down a little bit more, and then I will just push up onto his home objective, and then we trade home objectives, and then we meet in the middle.
Right. Because so it would be a different game if that wouldn't have happened in the first turn. It would probably be a bit more of a slog where you're trying to outmaneuver each other and just snipe more.
Yeah, because also like my grand strat is to kill Bellacore basically in the game. So if he plays a little bit more defensive and make sure that he ends up in a safe spot, then I can't complete my grand strat.
Exactly. So that would force you to make decisions regarding your grand strat. How are you going to score those points? In this case, it was kind of handed to you that you have to go and kill him, and he was available for
it. Exactly. I met 2 Bellacours now, so I know. It's very nice because you don't have to buff thunderers, you can just go into the boat, land and just shoot, and you're on your maximum firepower. So
that is true. Any other thoughts on the day? How's your day been? How have your games been?
Yeah, it's been pretty nice. I was at Slaves first, which there was a Bellacore who couldn't roll 3+, so then I could join a boat, teleport a boat and shoot him from the boat. So that's what happened there.
All the jumping in and out.
Yeah, exactly. But also,
crazy.
unfortunate for Björn that his spell card didn't work there. And then I had the second against Tom with Sylvaneth, which was a very, very tense game.
Yeah.
Where I had,
Shootout?
he played
Did he
40.
I played the Dryad one.
The Dryad one, exactly. So a lot of Dryads.
Yeah. So you
Which
just-
is very tough for me to kill actually,
Yeah.
but I went all in with my Horgas list and just put the Horgas in his army and split all my shots. So I got to like 3 units turn 1, I think.
That is a cool alternative to do
but
that.
then but then he can move the I can't dispel it, I'll unbind it, so then it comes back, right?
Yeah.
But that ended. We had a really tough fight in the middle where I managed to roll a 5 on my Supremacy Mine on my Ironclad and kill his Raicha, and then the game kind of died.
Yeah,
because then
that
he had
makes-
nothing to kill my boat, and I just got one of his last remaining pieces.
For sure, that makes the difference. Otherwise, apart from the games itself, how you enjoy the Swedish Masters in general?
Yeah, this is very nice. It's much better to be 30 people here instead of
Yeah.
50 because it's
Yeah.
very, very hot when we have the normal tournaments.
I get that.
Now it's
for sure.
still hot, but it's not.
Yeah,
It doesn't. It's not like a sauna.
Right. No,
It's
you're right.
more,
You can breathe in here, even though it's hot and there's a lot of pressure to perform here. There's a lot of skilled players.
Yeah.
You can kind of feel that the tension is slightly higher because this is a bit
Yeah.
more elite, but
Yeah.
it's still really nice ambiance. I think
Yeah.
people are still super friendly and happy to see each other, and that's I think is a
Yeah, the games are very nice. It's
Yeah.
Tough but fair. So that's
tough but fair.
perfect.
Yes, and that's really cool, and just goes to show that in the Swedish AOS scene we're still all friends and we're still having a good time. Any last words before we hand over here to our next interview?
No, I need to drink more water. That's
Yeah,
my thing.
you
And,
go grab a drink, relax, take a breather, have some rest, get in fresh tomorrow.
I have to see what other lists are at 3-0.
Yeah.
Because I have some I really don't want to meet, but some I really want to meet.
So you're starting to plan already.
Yeah,
you don't even
well,
have to wait
I'm-
for your
I'm
hair
ho- I'm
face
hoping-
anymore now.
I'm hoping for some good matchups. We'll see.
Amazing. Well, I hope you have a lot of fun tomorrow, and I wish you the best. And
Thank you.
Good luck. Thank you so much
you.
for being here. And we are going to hand over to Eric and Andreas, who are going to talk a little bit about their experience here, and of course Andreas having fun as a table boss here and assisting us a lot. So this is really great. So I'm just going to hand it over to our two boys here.
Thank you, Leora. Well done. Oh. Hello, and welcome to the behind the curtain. Yes,
It's a
This
real
is our-
change from being out there on the venue and trying to come with the news for you.
Yeah,
the
this is
backstage.
our most excellent table boss.
I'm
Yeah.
trying my best.
Yeah. So you have the sum total of 3 games under your belt now, with being a table boss.
Yeah.
What's your experience?
My experience, we had some technical issues in the beginning with some audio and microphones, but we have found a much easier way to deliver news or inquiries from you behind the curtains.
Yeah, because that's your job, right? If you could summarize, what's your task? What's your job out there?
Yeah, my task is to look over the table and assess and collect information about what the players are doing in the different phases. Yeah, it's a little bit hard when we have this venue with a lot of sound. So I have to listen with one ear at your stream and with one of my other ears at the table.
And the third one.
Yeah, and the third one also.
Yeah, and it's a new thing for us as well, having a table boss in this sort of proper setup. But it's been since we worked out the technical issues. So having a clear voice, I mean, it really helps, and they've been correcting us in our assumptions for.
And I think
couple
it's a
times.
balance between the need to know about what's happening on the table and balance that with not disturbing the players in their playing or giving them advices in some way. by asking them questions that may prompt them to think again about battle tactics. We saw it in this last game between Christian and Sebastian with the Desecrate Lands Sebastian made. So I tried to do a non-invasive way to figure out your questions about which terrain feature did he desecrate or not.
Yeah, that's true. Because if it will be the same, it would be sort of destroying the whole setup if you ask, "Is this the one?" He's desecrating because he doesn't have any models here, or I think you asked that question after the movement phase were done or something like that.
I tried to do it in a non-invasive way. So when he has done his decision, it's hard to do the take back about it.
It needs to be. It needs to be asked after the fact. But I think you handled that excellently. Seems people seem happy with the streaming.
Thank you.
Yeah,
it's really fun to be here and do this streaming thing, and give you guys a window into the AOS community in Sweden. It's really fun.
Yeah, it's really great. And we will, be back tomorrow and broadcast the final 2 games. And I felt that we've all as a team we've been growing better and better at this for these 3 games. So we'll be even more sharp.
It's going to be really exciting to stream probably top table games. And probably the final game. I expect.
And also tomorrow we'll get the situation. I believe, I haven't looked at the standings yet. We have gotten some more results that we will be reporting shortly, but the winner will be decided, hopefully on stream, by winning a game, by being the sole 5-0, but we will probably have more than 1-4-1. And
it's coming in.
More results coming in
as we speak.
It will be sort of decided by tiebreakers between the tables. So let's see if we could sort of split your attention, but it takes a lot to have a view of one table, doesn't it?
As we have the setup right now, it's hard to do the split up, but it might work. But it might take some time for me to get the news to you.
Walking. Anyway, it's great to have you on the team.
Great being here.
Yep.
Really fun.
So, I believe, should we start? Leora, should we do some reporting on some results?
I will let Leora have her seat.
Thank you, Andreas.
You guys have a good heart-to-heart here.
Yep.
Boy talk.
We've been sort of encouraging each other over our excellent job.
That is great because you're both doing a great, excellent job. Yes, I think everyone here is doing a great job.
It's the chat boosting us.
Oh, chat! You guys are so lovely.
Making
love
us
you guys.
sort of obnoxiously self-confident.
Yeah, of course. That is the way it should be. If you aren't full of yourself, why are you a media personality, right?
Exactly. I'm doing this for the accolades.
Oh yes. So we have some games that we need to report here. Are these all new? No, they are not.
Some of them, at least 2 new.
Two new ones,
Since I checked in last.
So we have here's one, Gabriel and Max.
They were playing table 13.
13, yeah. Gabriel Fiedler and Max Esklander.
So they are both at least 1 loss. It's a Gloomspike Kids.
Gloomspike from Gabriel, and Max is playing Cities of Sigmar Halapart. And it ended up with quite a tight match. Strong start from the Gloomspike. But it looks like the cities took over a bit more during the late game and came out on top with 27-19.
Yeah.
So that is a win for Max.
Is that his first or his second win? I believe that's his first.
His first, actually, I believe.
Puts him on.
Yeah, that was his first win.
That's a good way to end the day.
Yes, that's always nice to end the day on a win.
Yeah.
And then we have Rickard and William.
They were playing on table.
Let's have a look. Where is
How
that?
can that be difficult?
There,
to
it's table
find?
11.
There.
So you can use on William Carhart. William is playing Skaven.
Of course.
It's a lot of fun to see him play that.
Very good at playing
He is
Skaven.
good at playing Skaven, definitely. He is good at the crazy lists. He loves playing crazy. And then, of course, we have Rickard playing Blades of Corn. In this case, it was quite a quick shootout, most likely, I assume. Let's see, list 1 from William. I think it's
Let's
kind
see
of
if that's,
shooty.
It's
One with the warp lightning cannons, and then some magic and warp fire projectors from what's his name?
it's
The
that
Thankfall,
in the
yes,
boat.
exactly.
The
And that
Lost
meant
Soul
that
Seeker. I've tried playing against that.
it's brutal.
It's rough.
It's
Yeah.
brutal. And we also saw that he ended up with 28 points versus Rickard's 10. So that's a win for William.
That puts William on
Puts William on one loss.
2 wins and 1 loss.
Yeah, 1 loss, 2 wins. So 2-1.
Which immediately, even if he were playing sort of at the bottom tables, since it is a 32, it gives him the shot at the podium. Oh,
yeah,
here's
definitely.
another result.
Oh, we're getting 2 more results
2
here.
more results.
Thank you so much, Jesper.
You're welcome!
So here we have a match between Ronja and Felix. So Ronja playing the Gloomspite Kids, as we saw earlier,
Yep.
and Felix playing the Ogre Mod tribes. Felix
Starting to
Hedberg.
learn the lists.
Yeah, I'm
By
starting
now.
to learn them now.
The factions.
Yes.
Good.
And this also looks like it was a very tight game. They were scoring really well throughout the game. But the grand strat and one simple little point here and there, maybe a battle tactic, seems to have tipped the favor for Ronja. So Ronja actually won that 26-22.
And that was actually Felix's first loss.
That was Felix's first loss.
So he was on a good streak.
He
but
was on a good streak. But unfortunately it didn't go all the way against the little Craig Grots. And we also have one more game here, which is Philip Holst versus Johan Rydell, which would be at table 14.
That's our bottom table, actually.
Yeah, exactly. That is the bottom table. And what we have, Rydell is playing Sylvanet. And let's see, Philip was playing Maggotkin of Nurgle, yes. And in this case, Philip really took. I'm guessing he was.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I think he's probably playing with the flies or something, taking the initiative first, just taking the board, and he just kept it. And Johan unfortunately didn't even get to score almost anything. It ended up 36-8 in Philip's favor there. So a win for Nurgle.
Yep, that's an impressive amount of points.
Oh yes, that is very impressive. 36 points.
So far, we haven't had the results entered into the system, but
We haven't.
we have. What matches have we on there? Have we Adam?
Adam's match is still going. Adam and
still-
Albin.
Yeah, that's
Who else?
Alexis versus Philip. That should be done,
No,
right?
yeah, Alexis is done, I think. Yeah, Alexis. Where is that in here? Yes,
Yeah.
Philip is done. Yes.
Talked about it, and who won that one?
That was Philip one. Who won
Yeah,
that
Philip
one.
won. Yeah.
Yes,
So Philip is at 3 wins,
that is true.
along with Christian at 3 wins.
Yep.
So see which one of our Adam and Albin.
Yep.
Should be interesting to know how that game is working out, because that's Adam is a favorite
Yep.
for many players.
Definitely.
And but Albin has this really strong showing.
Oh yes. Well, Albin has been impressing us very much, I think.
What kind of matchup would you say that Soulblight from Adam is for Albin?
The thing is mainly can he survive those deadly dragons, and can he do enough damage to them to take them down? He does have the weight of dice, so I think that is very much about also keeping the objectives, having the weight of dice, depending a little bit on which lists they were playing. We don't have that information at the moment. It could make a difference if Adam, say, was short on bodies and couldn't get onto the objectives and didn't kill enough. That could stop him in his tracks.
Yeah.
At the same time, if he did get the ball rolling with these big monsters being unrendable, that could also be very tough to stop once they start plowing through your army and through your flanks, especially if they can do a kind of a sweeping maneuver. So that could really be anyone's game, depending very much on the list. Setting the lists would be very much
it does,
a determining factor.
And I mean, knowing which one of those two, that will give us the three players on three major wins for tomorrow.
Exactly.
And which will
and one of them will most likely be the one who takes home the championship.
That big trophy home, and it gets to go to Alabama.
Exactly.
And
this is it's exciting.
It is, and we will be back, as I said earlier, tomorrow.
We will.
We'll put up a new schedule. We'll start around the same time.
Yeah.
9 o'clock.
Just around 9ish, yes.
Yeah, for the fourth round.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll still stick around here until we get some more results in.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's no big differences planned for tomorrow.
No, we're just gonna keep doing what we've been doing today.
Yeah, what we've been learning to do.
Yeah, exactly what we've been learning to do, what we've gotten the tech to do. So I think we're just sitting comfy here, enjoying some really great Warhammer. Lovely company.
Yeah. It's a bit warm, I suppose.
It's a bit warm, but I think we're lucky to be kind of secluded from the rest of the atmosphere, from the environment here. So we kind of have our little safe space here in the studio. We're fine. We are not in a sauna. We're not overheating.
Yeah, that is true. we have these. It's a good space.
Yep.
You know what? I'll see if I can go grab a quick look.
Yeah,
at,
you go ahead and do that and report back what the situation is there between Adam and Albin. I think that will be very interesting for us to know. And I'll see if I can have a little chat with the chat. Let's see here there we have you guys. So, any thoughts on today's games, chat, or anything else that we haven't talked about or seen? What are you guys thinking of? What are you guys thinking of what you have seen? Do let me know here. We can have a little chat about it while we're waiting for some more information on these last games. Any words? We have a good old Let's Go Kalle there. I hope you guys have been pleased with what the stream has been today in a way. It's been super fun being here, and I'm super grateful that I can be here and just share my thoughts on the game, but also just enjoy watching these games with you guys, and try to give you some of the lowdown here on what's going on, and bring you into the action and have some fun, hang out, because this has been great. Oh, thank you, it's been great. I'm so happy you feel that way, because so do I. Do we have an update? Eric is back here.
Oh, yes.
What is the situation there?
If I was seeing everything correctly, looking at their scoreboard, it seems to be a really tight game.
I can see that happening.
They are at the bottom of turn 3.
Okay.
Adam is running on 13 minutes, while Albin has 20, something like that.
Okay.
So
Adam has more models, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, probably it. They have both been scoring quite low. They are on, I think, Albin. No, it was Albin's turn, Adam's turn. Albin had scored 11 points and Adam 8.
Okay.
So they are both sort of struggling to, and they are keeping each other off those objectives. So I really, and looking at the board, really couldn't say anything about who's. The magma dots are still there. Didn't see which lists they were using. 2 drops each, I think. So yeah.
So that is could still be anyone's game.
Yeah,
That is so interesting to see. We have a little comment here. Missed out on most of the last game, but the game between Ronja and Albin was great. Yeah, we've seen I think all the games we've seen here have been great.
Yeah.
And we've seen some real top tier playing. Really skilled players. These are like the champion level, the world's players. You know and it's so cool to see these people playing this game that we love.
Yeah.
And just doing these incredible things and having these tight matches. The tight matches, I love them. And especially when we see the kind of crazy plays that pay off, and you see like how things just shift and the dynamics of the game, and how you can never really just look at the start and look at the first turn or the initiative rolls and just say, oh, this is going to happen, because many times they will surprise you.
Absolutely. All of these players we had on the stream could earn a place on sort of any table.
Oh yes, definitely. These are all players who definitely can win tournaments.
Yeah.
Most of them have. So
most of them have. Yes. That's why they're here.
That's why they're here.
They should have won at least one.
Or at least placed well in it.
Yeah, that is true. But so we will not know until half an hour.
Yep.
Who has won between Adam and Albin.
And the question is, what do we do until then? Because now we're just sitting, rolling our thumbs, waiting for the suspense.
Yeah. Well, I could go out, see if we could get some other attendants.
Sure.
See if we could get their perspectives and stuff.
Of course. Let's see what else we can find out.
So stick around and see who shows up for an interview.
We will definitely do that. Impressed of your work today. Oh, thank you very much, Boban. That is lovely to hear, and we are super happy that people have enjoyed it and you guys have been able to follow along at home. It's been really cool to see all the support and interaction from you guys. It really warms my heart, at least, to see that there's something we can bring to you guys at home and you can sit there and enjoy what's going on here. It's super cool. I love this experience for us, and I hope we can keep doing this more and more, and that this becomes more of a staple in AOS Sweden in general, because I think it's a really cool way for people to interact as a community with all the events and kind of being there. You can bring Kalle another win. Oh, I mean, you're asking for... I mean, I'm not a miracle worker, but I'll do what I can. Maybe with some nice words of encouragement. No cheating. At least not where people can see it. No. Maybe we should just look around the venue now, because things have died down a little bit. We can just check around the venue to see where we're at. Just to see what we're looking at here. And it's not a lot more games here. But here we do have someone coming in here for another little interview.
Yay.
And we're gonna go back to...
So I have to put these on, yeah?
No, you don't need to put them on.
I don't need to put them on, alright.
So, hello.
Hello.
How's it going?
Well, it's been a rough day.
It's been a rough day.
So far. I'm started off with Korn against my Citizen Sigma Halhart, and it was just rough.
It was rough. Yep.
I got table turn 2, and it was really rough.
Yeah. Facing those anti-magic armies when you're playing Halhart.
Yeah.
Not a great start.
No, but it's at least good start to a good day. Mm-hmm. So, it moved on. Got a few beers in me now, so I'm more than chilled.
Yeah.
Second game I lost against Osiark Bone Reapers, another anti-magic list, which is just fantastic.
That's just kicking you while you're down, isn't it? Oh, that's amazing. We love that.
Absolutely, yeah. No, it's just fantastic. It really is. It's but now I finally got my revenge, and I've never succeeded beating them, but I beat Squigs.
Yeah,
because the Squigs, they're something else.
They are nuts. They are bananas.
They are bananas. But yeah, it's been a good day. I succeeded with pumping out about 80 wounds or 80 shots, I would say, a turn with Cities of Sigmar, and just.
That's pretty sweet shooting at grots with that.
Yeah, exactly. So
They don't like it?
Yeah, no, they don't. But I need to say that Kronspine is awful piece to play against, awful piece to play with, and you're just a douchebag like myself. But it wins games, which is. Hey,
the right games.
The right
when
games,
it's not
yeah,
anti-magic,
exactly. Now I don't have to drive home tonight. Like I'm fine. So it's 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 been a good day. It's been a fantastic day. I can't wait to see what tomorrow brings. But I really hope that I get some good games in and face some nice opponents overall.
I mean, you face enough anti-magic here now,
Oh,
so
yeah,
hopefully
yeah.
you won't feel like a total piece of trash here when they tell you now you can do your shit.
Hopefully, yeah, no.
You just waste of space.
But you know, like just coming with Cities of Sigmar to a tournament like this.
That is respect.
No, but jokes aside, it's no one else here that plays Cities of Sigmar at this tournament at least. So that's got to mean that I'm best in faction, I think. But it's
right here.
Yeah, exactly.
For now.
For now, yeah.
Just wait till the new book comes, and then we'll have 10 cities.
Exactly. Fantastic. Bring it.
Here.
I love the new models. They are spectacular, really. They are.
I think
wonderful
they'll really need to be refreshed, like the whole. Range there for cities. And then we have a crazy phone call going off. Oof. Eric, professional, very professional.
Yeah, very professional. But yeah, no, it's been a good day, and it's been just a fantastic opportunity to play against all these like really high qualified players, and especially some of these players going to the World Tournament in the end of May, the start of June. It can't get much better, and you know, like for someone like myself that's just started playing Age of Sigmar like a bit a year ago. It's just fantastic, and to meet all of these players that are just on a completely different skill cap and just won all the games around. All of these games around the country, and it's just fantastic.
Yep.
It's great.
No, I've been there. Going to my first Swedish Masters, which was the first one around. I felt that, wow, the skill level is high.
Yeah.
And I was just amazed that I could keep up.
Yeah. Well, you are a former winner, so
I am a former winner.
You are the first winner. So that's just much respect for that.
Thank you.
So it is
a different level when you come here because you can feel that these guys are all winners in their own right, and you can kind of sense that they are prepared to a different level than you see on a normal 2-day tournament.
Absolutely, and like these guys, they're top notch, they're top of the line, and he's just all of them. Yeah. Everybody who's here to play, and they are fantastic people, and they're the top of the level at the moment, and we'll see what next year brings, and hopefully I'll be here next year. Yeah. But we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. But at least you should still. You have one more day to enjoy.
Exactly, fantastic.
You have a lovely evening to enjoy with all our friends here.
Let's hot shots and beer. Let's go.
Oh yeah, I've heard that there's a lot of hanging out in the bar that was happening now, talking a bunch of plastic miniatures and other nerdiness.
Absolutely, always.
What else could you ask for?
Exactly,
Good
it's
company.
a perfect Saturday evening.
Yeah.
Perfect Saturday, perfect weekend.
Not only do you get to hang out with your friends, you get to play Warhammer too.
Exactly.
Amazing.
Couldn't ask for a better weekend.
It's perfect. I love it too.
It is perfect.
We're having a great time here.
Yeah.
Thank you so very much for being here.
No, thank you for having me on. I'm not one of the best guys on the streaming table, but I'll be here tomorrow as well.
Everyone is welcome here.
Yeah.
We're all having fun.
Exactly. So, but thank you very much, guys. Thank you for listening to me, and take care now. Bye bye.
Thank you. Take care. Oh, everyone. We're just having a great time here. You can just see the quality of people here. So much joy, so much humility also, and also at the same time you can feel the love of the hobby that we all share here. That you can just nerd out like crazy, and everyone is just super stoked about it. we're having a great time here. I don't know where Eric has gone though. He probably felt that, hey, here's this chance to run off into the sunset or something. Maybe go grab a beer like everyone else, leaving me here to, I don't know, sit and talk to you guys. And I want to hang out with you guys too. So win-win, I suppose. Anyone else have any thoughts on any games, on anything you've seen today, or anything you'd like to see tomorrow? Any hopes? Anyone who has any more like? Do you have any calls regarding who you think will come out on top tomorrow? We are down to 4 players now, which will be 3 as soon as this round is over, and we get a result between Adam and Albin right now. So. Any thoughts on our top 3 there? Because we have Christian, we have, let's see, who else did we have? We have, of course, check. Apart from that, we did have, let's see. So we have Christian, and we also had Philip, right? Yes. So Philip Skoglund. We have Christian Wennberg.
I'm so lonely.
Here is Jesper. Hi Jesper, how is it going?
It's going great.
Oh, and we have another report here.
Yeah, Anton and his Gloomspite kids just crushed Vida and his Ossiarch Bone Reapers.
There we go.
A full-out success on the battle tactics and grand strategy for Anton, and Vida made 3 battle tactics, scoring 35-9.
35-9. That is big. That is big indeed.
It is.
So do we have a couple of games here where people score over 30 points?
I think it was like 3 of them only.
Yeah, let's have a look here. We have 1, we have 2, I believe we have 3. This is the 4th game over 30 points on this map. On the battle plan, sorry.
Yeah.
Getting a bit of dry throat here. We've been talking so much for so long. But it's super fun to see. Any thoughts on today that we haven't already shared?
It's been a great event so far. The players have been fairly among with who is actually contending for the Swedish Master.
Yep.
We have a lot of newer players that actually qualified in one way or another.
Yep.
But the guys up in the top, they are performing as expected.
Yeah.
With a few exceptions, actually.
There
People who
are
haven't
exceptions.
been active on the scene for a while are finding out how some of the newer stuff actually hurts.
Yes.
Like-
And kind of like the game has been shook up very, very much in the past 6 months.
Yeah.
It's like a lot has happened. So I think also that's why I'm glad I'm not out there playing, because I feel that I should have had a lot more games under my belt if I was gonna go play today.
Oh, I just wish I was playing this one.
So I don't
My
really
fingers
envy
are
them,
itching.
but well, go ahead and play next time around. Well,
Can't.
Maybe not. No.
Can't.
But none of this would be possible without you. So we are super thankful that you are here and you're just making everything happen. You
I
are the core of
qualified
this.
3 times already, but I
Yeah.
lost it.
Yeah, that is true.
So one of my champions has to win. It's either Tom, Christian, or Johan.
And
So-
since Tom and Johan is out of that race,
Yeah, pretty much. So my money is on Christian then, because he has my slot.
interesting indeed. What are your thoughts on this, Eric?
On Jesper not qualifying.
Exactly. Shame.
It's good for everyone else to be able to get a shot.
That is true. That is
You
true.
just mean I'm a
Guys.
bad sports.
Well, Jesper is an excellent player. We all know that. He is very seasoned.
Yeah.
He is extremely good at the analytics.
Yeah. He's beaten me a number of times.
Oh yes, I don't know if anyone has ever beaten him in a game here. Not sure if I have even.
So yeah, and but mostly
I think with
he's
people,
providing a great opportunity for the
Oh, yes.
Swedish Age of Sigma scene.
and you can really see the love that he has for this community, for the hobby, and for just providing something joyful for everyone. And we are so grateful for being here,
Yeah.
and that he has enabled us to be here and do this. I am so happy.
Yeah.
How are you feeling? Any other thoughts on the day as it has progressed? I did hear a clock running out here now.
Yeah. there's a
So
bunch of them.
things are really boiling down to the finish line here now.
Yeah. I do believe that we still have another 15 minutes or so
Yeah.
for the Adam and Albin game. I actually think we should sort of end things here
Yeah,
and give it some sort of report, perhaps.
Probably.
Or you can always, if you're interested in the standings, it will be up in Exen.
it will be excellent.
Yeah.
We have a question here. What players or factions like this surprised you guys the most today? I would say I was. I don't know if it's surprised, but very impressed with Albin.
Yep.
Because he is pretty new to the scene. He is young, a lot younger than many of our players. Not that I would necessarily be an impediment in that sense, but that means that he hasn't spent, his childhood like the rest of us playing these games, and he kind of growing up. He is doing it now, what we were doing, 15, 20 years ago. So that is interesting too. I think I'm really impressed with how he's kept his cool against all these super confident people.
Absolutely.
And that is really cool to see. I'm very inspired by that.
I commented a game he played. It's like 2-3 weeks ago when we were sort of test running the setup, and along with Jesper then. But sort of in his action there, he was being slightly stressed, and he was playing a player who does his turn very fast.
Oh yes.
And he was sort of getting along with that behavior.
Yeah, it's being affected by that high tempo and letting it get to him.
But he still weren't sort of absolutely tilted, but I saw none of that today.
Yeah, and that's super cool to see that when you're here at this level, when this pressure is on, and keeping the cool, that is impressive. I think it's cool.
Other than that, I don't know. There's so much new lists. So
yes.
To be honest, I feel that I'm losing sort of my grip on the meta.
Oh yeah, because it feels also that it changes every month very much, because there's a new book, and it just shakes everything up all the time. We've had so many shake-ups here that we don't even know what's up or down anymore.
Exactly. I mean, just we see a model like the cockatrice being allied into
a corn army.
Yeah.
What is going on?
So, but it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
So,
There's so much going on.
So it's been full of surprises.
Yes, it has, and that is pretty cool. Also, when you have a method that is like in this kind of state of flux at the moment, that you kind of can't avoid being surprised, because everything is kind of unsolidified.
Yeah.
You haven't really found the way things work, the way things interact, what to expect, and people are very much just improvising their way through all this, and that shows.
Yeah, and I actually think that's a really good thing for the game.
Yeah, it is.
I
cool.
know
It's
people.
really cool.
I mean, some of my playing friends, my circle of players, have quit the game because of the fluxing.
It was just overwhelming. I get that.
Or that you can't plan anymore.
No.
There's the game is just being reset every 6 months, and with new rules and scenarios and battle tones, and which sort of brings. It's not a. To be competitive, you need to, I don't know,
Switch
own
armies.
4 armies
Yeah.
and be able to double them. And so, but I don't actually quite agree with that.
No,
It's because my feeling is more that it forces you to play your own game.
Oh yes, definitely.
To be able to evaluate in this new setting, what can I do with what I have?
Excellent.
Sure, there's a production meta thing as
Oh,
well.
oh yeah,
but-
there is a production matter there, and to say that there isn't would be that would be naive.
Yeah.
And of course you do see the way that the FAQs, the and of course the new general handbooks and stuff, the point changes, they will affect the meta quite tangibly most of the time. And especially for certain armies, particularly will be hit like really hard by the nerf, and they will go from being one of the top armies to being one that people just shy away from because that thing destroyed what they had really going for them, what made them stick out of the pack. But what you also see is that there is a reason why these armies perform very well too, is because they are kind of well put together. They have a solid ground. The battle tome itself might at least give you good options and good interactions and good synergies. So the people who stick with those battle tomes usually can make it work to their advantage, even though they don't have the flavor of the month thing going. They usually find their own way, and you can also see that the players who do it before something blows up and then keeps going after the FAQs nerfs the thing that blew up. You can see that these players are the ones who can actually stick with it later on and still perform really well with it, because they have adjusted their use of the army through ups and downs, and they can still perform because they work their own way in the army. They play the army their way, and they make it their own. I think that's what we're thinking is like the main issue here when you have all these new things coming up and down. You will also risk something, I think, with going for new armies all the time, is that you don't find the stability, you don't find yourself in the way you play it, so you won't have the same confidence, you won't have the same routine to it, and that is a danger.
Yeah, there's a lot of factors. There's a different war scrolls. Do you know the war scrolls? Do you sort of have that correct gut feeling on what does this unit perform into that type of situation? But the big shakeup is also with the rotating seasons and everything. I mean, the big shakeup is really when the new battle zone is released. More than anything. So I think it's a bit of a fallacy to think that the game is flipped over at the release of a new. So it's more like, it's a couple of units that are being changed on the edges. But on the other hand, the whole meta is flipped around by new battle tomes. So we've had a really intense release schedule.
And also that they kind of compound each other. So if you have two armies that kind of do the same thing, or two new battle tomes that kind of enhance one aspect of play, that can also shape the meta even more, because all of a sudden it's not just one new army doing this, it's two new armies. It becomes kind of the new norm in many ways. I remember seeing like back in the day of AOS2, when you have the fight first ramping up here, and you had like first one army, then two, and then three armies doing all the fight first. So then that became like a staple of the meta that you had to adjust to, and we're kind of seeing the same things happening now as well with the anti-magic things happening, and we have the ignoring wards. There's a lot of these kind of new aspects that are being enhanced in these new battle tomes that will shape the meta, just because they are things that become a lot more tangible, a lot more visible, and a lot more common to see. And it's something that you have to consider to a whole certain other degree when making your lists and when practicing and when playing. So I think that is a big thing to think about. It's not specifically that army is really good, but it's what are the mechanics that are changing, and what do the mechanics actually mean for the meta itself, because they kind of set the standard of what's going to happen.
Exactly. And I have a friend that doesn't play Age of Sigmar. He used to play other Warhammer games, and his main critique has always been that there's just one list to play. But I was just going through now. It's not to be unpolite, but and for the top 6. Something we have 3 soul blights, so they are dominating.
They are doing super well.
But there's not 6 soul blights. There's a Seraphon. We have Fire Slayers, 2 of them, I guess. No, not 2, because we have a Stormcast player there, and Alexis, and then we have.
Gloomspite and more tribes.
2 of them both in the
on the top. One of the top tables as well.
Well, we are all top tables here.
That is true, though. That is true. It's a lot of top tables here.
There's at least 2 corn lists. There's a widespread.
There's a very widespread. And you can also see the same faction performing very differently into different players.
I can tell you guys now that
No?
by the looks of what I see out there, Albin is being a bit manhandled by Adam.
Oh,
So it looks like Soulbite is gonna win this game.
see?
On table over there where Tom is playing Nils, those two are friends and play at the same club. Tom says that he loves playing Nils but doesn't want to play him if he plays Soulblight anymore.
That sounds like someone has done with his friend doing
Yeah,
the stupid thing. I was like, dude,
That's something you say at the end of the third game of a tournament.
Yeah.
that is true.
So that's a Soulblight win as well. Then we have the big guy Melarki, Kalle, playing Dennis. Dennis is winning that game. Kalle is clocked out.
Over here. That was
Over
his,
there now.
his clock we heard earlier.
And Anders and Erik here are about 7 minutes each on the clock left, and a tight game. I think Erik is going for the killing blow as we speak. And he has the prior turn 5, I think they're in.
Oh dear. Yeah, this is it's kind of interesting to see also here that we have so many games that are really going down to the last few minutes.
Yeah. And then we have out here
Yes.
By the bar.
by the bar the game between Johan and Thomas, where Thomas is looking to win this game. He's playing a beautiful army of old case dwarfs models only,
That is fun.
and he
Like
actually
the funky hats.
yeah,
Yeah.
the funky hats, and they actually have a very nice paper printed with what the models represent, to make it easy for his opponent to
Of course.
not misunderstand stuff. I would
That's
love if a
lovely.
normal Fire Slayer player did that.
Yeah, they all look the same anyway. Right?
So that's the info I got for you.
Yeah. That's a lot of info. How do you feel? Do you want to stick it out, or are we done for tonight?
We are done for tonight.
We are done for tonight.
We will see you again tomorrow. 9 o'clock-ish.
Yes, we will see you guys tomorrow. We're gonna have a lot of fun tomorrow, and we're gonna get the conclusion, the epic conclusion to all this. But it looks like we have our 3 players, if Jesper's prediction is correct,
Yep. That would be
regarding Adam versus
Adam
Albin. So that would be Adam, it would be Christian, that we just saw on stream,
Yep.
and it would be, was it Phil?
What was it?
Philip.
Yeah, Philip,
2 Soulblight and
playing
1
Soulblight as
Caracal.
well. So
That's-
that is
So
They
it's
are
actually
the-
going to be between the 3 big cities. It's Stockholm, Gothenburg.
and Malmö.
That's
Yes,
really fitting.
that is really cool.
We will try to get a good showing of the award ceremony as well.
Definitely, we'll try to do that.
Yeah. But good night for now. Unless you want. Oh, sorry.
Is that all right?
Yeah, I was
We are
looking
here.
at the camera several times. But yeah,
Good night for now. It's been a great day. I want to thank you very much, Eric, for keeping me company here.
thank you, Liara, for the same.
It's been great reporting here. Thank you to everyone in the chat at home, watching, following along, giving us both
Corrections
both
and feedback.
corrections, feedback, jokes, questions, everything, or just giving us a lot of praise, because apparently we're suckers for praise. We're getting some really bad advice here. Don't drink too much and sleep well. I don't know where you've been all night, or all day. That's not how we roll apparently here. So,
Yeah. Let's pretend.
but let's pretend. Yes.
Yeah.
What a day.
What a day.
Really cool
Thank
to be
you.
here. Swedish
Yeah.
Masters is amazing. Take care, everyone. See you again tomorrow. Good night, y'all.